I seriously hope you showered before you came back in here.
You know, I keep forgetting to do things. Like, for instance, I was in the Toronto sewer system, not New York's. So...
Yeah, I know Cowabungus was your idea, but that didn't mean you have to go searching the sewer for the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I'm sorry that I wanted to have some, I wanted this historical month to involve historical characters.
Ugh! It smells like Banjo's hair.
More like hysterical month. Cue the roll call!
We are live!
Loading.
Tempered Zeal! Bluecaster, Super Ichi! Loud and Impulsive, Pinkcaster, Lane!
Illuminating the Tokuverse. Yellowcaster, Holograph.
One little spark of courage. Dreamcaster, Global Self Perka.
The trickster of infinite topics. Savagecaster, Ibarra Fox.
Broadcasting hundreds of opinions across the world!
Radio Sentai Castranger.
Welcome to Radio Sentai Castranger, episode 255.
I'm back.
Pokemon?
Okay, Google, what is Pokemon number 255?
On the website bulbapedia.bulbagarden.net, they say, by browser number, 255 may refer to R255 Blaziken in the Almia browser. To find out more, look for the link in your Google Home or Google Assistant app.
Blaziken's Pokemon number 255.
How the hell did
No,
you do that,
it's
Lane?
Torchic. Yeah, we have a Google Home Mini. Blaze, you failed us!
Wow, Blaziken.
You told us not to steal your bit this week and you didn't do it! Mr. Grand Spell Trinity, whatever the fuck you named yourself. Christ. Change it back or I'm taking away your privileges. You will become Grounded Caster.
Because
I would just like to share this again, because I want to look at it on the big screen again. Happy Cowabungus, everyone.
Well, if you get to share yours again, I'm sharing mine again.
Fucking Leonardo.
Leonardo.
It looks like another Rider Leonardo.
It does look like another
It's
one.
funny. It's like there's Tom's and then there's mine.
It looks like yours digivolved into Tom's.
Yeah. I digivolve into Leonardo.
Digivolve to Angelamon.
Oh no. I like your drawing, Gar.
Oh, thank you.
I didn't say it was bad. I just said it was...
It's adorable.
Yeah.
It's cheapy turtle.
All right.
How old were you when you drew it?
Do you really want to know?
That's not
Yeah.
funny.
I was this many.
I think I was 18,
Oh.
19 when I drew this.
18, 19? So that's not that bad.
So,
And again,
so
this was
3
just-
years in the future.
Yeah,
Interesting.
this was just me drawing in the hotel room waiting for my sister to...
No, I'm not saying it looks like a child's drawing. I'm just saying, like, is this a recent thing you drew, or is this, like, a favorite photo of yours?
This is a favorite photo.
Gaze, wasn't Angelo?
Well, wasn't Angela?
Well, I was gonna do, do you want to know my idea for the next one?
Uh-huh.
Is it Shredder?
For next
Another
week,
Shredder.
No, for next week I was going to do Ryusoulger.
Yes.
Ryusoulger.
Oh god.
Ultra Dawn.
Stupatello.
Anyway,
Wazalangelo is a thing that's gonna happen.
I would have gone with Mike Gates Langelo. Anyways,
That's a bit pushing it.
so welcome to the second week of Cowabungus, our TMNT themed month.
Yay!
Yeah. I don't know why I decided to do this. All right, it's for the 35th anniversary of Turtles.
Go, what'd you think of the first Turtles movie?
Really good movie. I didn't realize how short it was. I noticed that I could have sworn some scenes were changed around from last time I saw it, and it was
That's interesting.
more story driven than I remember it being, and I really enjoy it.
Cool. Well, so this week, for our second week of the theme month, we are talking about TMNT 2, Secret of the Ooze.
It's the Secret of the Ooze.
Why didn't you get the fucked?
But that's what it is.
No.
See? TMNT 2, The Secret of the Ooze.
Thank you! Also, before we talk about that, we're talking about Kamen Rider Zeo episode 46.
No, we're not.
I mean, I don't want to, but...
I want to.
I'm not.
It was a lovely episode.
And...
We'll cover your ears for several moments.
And Ryusoulger episode 20.
Well, in that case, I have to go.
Fine, walk out while we cue the bumper.
Well, if you watch the first one as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, it only goes up from there.
Alright, and...
Rider time.
And he's gone!
It's true. So the episode starts with Woz.fr showing up, the French version. And Aqua's still fighting Eternal, because why not?
Episode done.
It's like a Dragon Ball Z fight. They fought. They fought for 30 seconds, then talked about fighting for 27 minutes.
Yeah. So the actual Woz shows up already in Ginga Taio and just like solar flares everyone away.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dragon Ball. And I love that like Woz and Another Decade are now sharing what I'm referring to as the recap room.
Yeah, pretty much.
For some reason. So they retreat back to Kuji-Goji Hall, and Woz makes this one comment like, oh man, they're trapped in the Another Worlds. Decade or Dien could go into them, but we can't rely on them. And I'm just like, wow, fuck you too. Not even gonna try?
But like, meanwhile, like Decade's just sitting there like, seriously? I'm right here.
I don't know why he wasn't. Where did he go?
He's at home, washing his tights.
Nice Batman.
He's at home watching his tights?
Yeah, it's from Batman 1989. Where's
He's at home!
Batman?
Washing his tights!
Yeah.
Wow.
He stole my balloons! Why didn't anyone tell me you had one of those things?
And Aqua, like, has a different pair of underwear.
Like he makes this comment like, oh, if only I'd summoned more courage, and my immediate response is, if only he'd had more underwear to gawk at.
Yeah.
Well, Eiji gave him those underpants.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing wrong with a man giving another man underpants.
Oh, I saw someone on the Facebook group that we all follow earlier today make an interesting observation. So, when Aqua first appeared in the Megamax movie, they said that he was from the year 2050. And then when they showed the timeline that Soup originally came from, it was the year 2058, which would have been 8 years later. And it's been 8 years since Ooze aired. So it's interesting. It's interesting to note that the Aqua we're looking at is someone who has gone 8 years since meeting Eiji, just like we have.
I miss him.
Right?
We all miss him. So let's talk about the fucking most bullshit thing in the episode. So apparently...
Where do I start?
So apparently, according to White Woz, apparently the eternal memory is so fucking powerful, it has the ability to shatter these Another Worlds. And it's like, how do you know that? What proof do you have that that actually works?
So, let me get this straight, Lane. The man who has a book that has all of the pertinent exposition for everything that happens between now and 2058 has information that other people don't have.
Wait, let me clarify that. The original Woz has the book that has all the information. White Woz has a cheaty bullshit tablet that he can write in and make anything happen. So he doesn't have information.
We had a lot of talking about that before.
Oh, I guess he wrote that to happen.
Yeah.
Probably. Turns kick breaks.
Level 1 crocodile.
Boom, 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 boom.
That's how Waga Mafia works.
Yep. Oh yeah, we get the fucking awesome Woz on Woz fight. It's a
Woz off.
But then it turns out that it was fake.
Woz on,
anyway.
Woz off.
So the whole thing, I was just thinking, like, that's kind of an unfair fight because it's Final Form was versus Base Form was.
No, I loved it. It's like, I saw that and I'm like, oh, White Waz is gonna get his shit kicked in.
I was gonna say, like, even if they were fighting for real, Waz Ginga still would have won.
I absolutely loved the, like, versus henshin they did, where they both transformed
Just
at the same time.
boom! The fucking lettering just hitting each other.
Well,
Right?
Kaguya, the Waz that came out of the another universe is one that has lost potential. So theoretically, he would come out of that another dimension with all of his gear, clothing, and 6 sweet sunglasses.
Yeah.
So that's potentially a different Waz tablet, as it is technically a different White Waz.
I mean, he does...
Because Dan stole his!
Yeah, so that was a different one. Like, you know, like if...
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
So he comes from a world of possibility where Dien did not steal it.
Yeah. Well, if he came from a world, like in another world where DN doesn't exist, that's the one I'm in. I'm in that world, like, I don't think there was a second Kamen Rider for Decade.
Oh yeah, Kivala.
I don't think there wasn't a second Kamen Rider in Decade, you know, like, and that's my happy place.
And you just loop that forever? That's your another world?
Yeah, that's my another world.
There's an interesting topic. What would your another world be? Everyone in the chat and in the comments, post what your looping eternal heaven would be.
Well, technically, you know, my another world would probably be something different, but we're not allowed to talk about Foot Clan.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Foot Chan.
Foot Chan. That's a different thing. Don't Google that.
I really did. I loved when fucking both their Beyond drivers just spouted out their fucking Hisats. It's like, Beyond is in time!
Finally, Beyond is in time!
Finally, Beyond is in time!
And we got to see Waz Ginga finally do his fucking space kick again.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
Still, nothing beats when he just threw his cape and then space happened. He
Know my power.
Space in a cape. Yeah, exactly.
It's Meta Knight.
Brawl Meta Knight.
Yeah, the banned one.
But yeah, I love it. They go up to fucking another Waz and like, it's just like, yeah, you're gonna fucking help us. Oh, that's cute. Shines his own belt. They're like, none the fuck.
I don't know why
they have some.
I don't know why they're worried. He doesn't have Ginga.
No, but like he was just saying like, haha, you can't threaten me with your fucking belts.
That's okay. We just get Kino to run out of nowhere and kick it out of his hand.
Also, we got some Wagakusei shoes.
Yeah.
So here's to go to playing all my
counter
favorite
that.
games for the first time would be his Another World. That's a good one. My Another World would be Ultimate Kuga going berserk. My Another World would be actually seeing the end fight with Ultimate Kuga. And it not happening between episodes.
But yeah, Orb in our chat earlier was mentioning, like, if Dien still has the tablet, why isn't he doing shit with it? Because the writers don't care. That's the answer. I have to say that when they go to recruit White Waz, for some reason there's this one shot where, like, Waz has, like, beautifully coiffed hair. It was, like, luscious and shiny and shit.
You're looking at his hair.
I don't know why. It just stood out to me.
I think you might have a crush.
Also,
Gates!
I don't know what you're talking about!
Also, just another Waz's fucking, like, just his, like, hand gestures. Like this. Oh, long time no see, Tsukiyomi-kun. Sassy fucking Waz.
Yeah. I love that, so Swartz shows up as another decade again and creates more Another Worlds. And the one dude that he traps in the world this time was Takuya, the dude who became the second Another Deno. I actually made particular note that everyone he's targeting has been one of the Another Riders, and I wonder if that's on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't they say that he's targeting people who are quote-unquote close to Zio, and I guess Another Riders were?
Yeah, but there are other people who are quote-unquote close to Zio, and then I guess that leads us to Gates.
But speaking of Gates...
Wait, does that mean Uncle?
Oh, no, actually, that's a good point.
His Another World would just be him serving dinner to get everyone forever.
And people actually sit and eat it.
Yeah.
We have nothing to do.
Wasn't Owada another Exade? Or no, that was the dude whose son was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No, he was close to Sogo because he knows him from school.
Alright.
But yeah, fucking...
Kamen Rider Yuki! Sick!
Fucking Gates is Another World, apparently.
Okay. So, you know how fandoms tend to do that thing where if any two male characters have the slightest friendly interaction, they immediately start shipping them?
Yes, and it's really, really annoying, unfair, and also.
Except in this instance, it's completely justified because Gates' supposed inner fantasy world was him talking to Soga about how he wants to live with him and create a future with him. Just fucking smash cut to 30 years later, you two sitting inside a cottage for fuck's sake.
That doesn't necessarily mean that they have any kind of romantic attraction to each other, though.
I would also like to announce that very much means that they have attraction toward each other.
Ha! Gates!
No, different kinds of relationships.
I see it as they are eternally loving, and my fan fictions are coming true.
I can't believe this is where we're going with the character I already didn't like.
It's not!
I secretly
being with Sogo.
I secretly loved you all along!
No! Being with Sogo, he realized that, oh, I like this era, I like living in this timeline. Fuck my horrible, awful future I'm from!
The point of coming here was to fix it so we could go home and have a good future!
And then he secretly realized that that's not what he wanted to do anymore. He's just being fucking
No, he's just like, I want to live in his house.
I like living in this world of iPads!
I want to adopt a Vietnamese baby and hang out with Ed O'Neill. It's a Modern Family reference.
Okay.
About, like, a gay couple that adopts a child.
You're not a gay couple, guys.
Not a gay
They're a
couple.
Gates couple.
They're a gay, yeah, exactly. I don't know. I choose to see, because we know there won't be any kind of resolution between those characters.
Oh, no.
Kamen Rider. But in my head canon, they are going to live happily ever after.
Don't say that.
You have no control over my head canon. That's because it's in my head.
Well,
You can have your own head canon.
rationalization does.
Everyone in the chat is just giving me all of the shit, and I give no fucks.
There can be there's canon, my head canon, your head canon, and my head canon. I was going to say a joke, but it's kind of insensitive, so I'm just going to say they're going to live happily. Hey man, it's been a while since I have shipped 2 Kamen Riders. So bad.
Anyways,
I'm sorry, it's just, this is really important.
So Aqua fights Eternal again.
Don't degrade platonic relationships by making crappy gay jokes about them.
I'm not. I am supportive of these characters being together because I see them as together.
So Aqua fights Eternal again, and you'd think the Kamen Rider themed around water would have a better time fighting the Kamen Rider who uses fire, except Aqua is shit! And I'm sorry to say that because I like him.
And then he died.
Yeah, so later he fights another Decade again, because he's trying to save Sogo from this choice we'll get into. And then another Decade face kicks Aqua so fucking hard that he explodes into plot rain!
No!
I was wondering if the rain actually came from him or not, or if it was just a coincidence.
I think so. But no,
when he kicks Aura, I actually wanted to Google, can you die from being kicked in the face?
Yeah, no, she got kicked in the head so fucking hard that she died.
But then I realized that wouldn't really be accurate, because it would have to be, can I get kicked in the face by someone with cosmic powers?
Except for Imaharu.
I think the assumption is that he kicked them so hard it, snapped their neck.
I just made it realistic, because in real life, if you kick somebody in the head, they fucking die.
Yeah.
That's just made it real. I've seen too many people in Kamen Rider get kicked in the head, and they're like, oh, I have a small
Oh no, I've
now.
untransformed!
Yeah.
No.
Well, they're Kamen Riders, so they're augmented already.
I just like when what's his name, Uru died, Zio's like, no! And then,
that kid I barely knew!
Yeah, and then what's her name died, he's like, okay.
I'm angry.
That was uncalled for. If you kill 2 more people in front of me, I'm gonna get mad again.
And then, the best is when fucking Schwartz just kind of trying to aggravate Sogo. He's like, you now is your final chance to be able to destroy me, and Sogo's like, I've been waiting a long time to do this.
Better not. Well, before we get to that, there's a few other things to discuss here. So, with Gates trapped in another world, the apparent solution that they come up to, with the help of White Waz, who evidently prefers to save Gates, his Wagakyu Seishu, even before his own self-preservation, which was surprising for something spawned by another Decade. So their plan is to use Eternal's evident power of world destruction, which was a thing we didn't really know existed, but we can because the writing of the show sucks, let's go ahead and chalk that up to White Walls wrote in his book that Eternal had the power to destroy worlds. Why fucking not? So the plan they come up with was for Zeo using double armor to resist Eternal's Rider Kick, which was actually a nice touch, I gotta say, to connect the two of them with the Trinity Ride Watch. And I swear to motherfuck, the second he pulled out the Trinity Ride Watch, I had to pause and consider this. Because you see Gates and Waz start turning into the watches, and my immediate thought was, oh my fucking god, are they going to save Gates by using Trinity to yoink them out of the Another World so they can form Trinity? And I swear to god, if that had happened, I would have been actually angry because they could have done that the whole time instead of coming up with this cockamamie scheme.
Yeah, but it just kind of sat there for, it's like, yes, you've made the connection, but I cannot, I cannot finish it.
No, I was thinking of that scene from Thor: Dark World where like they get Thor and the Dark Elf get like transported to like that other planet. And you just see Mjolnir just shooting off into space to like go where Thor is on the planet. Then they go back to Earth, and then you just see Mjolnir just turn around and go back to Earth to go to Thor. So that's what I was thinking of.
But yeah, so
funny.
What ends up happening is, when Zeo is being kicked by Eternal, he triggers the Trinity Ride Watch, and instead of pulling Gates and Waz out of the Another World, he pulls himself and Eternal into it, so he can, like, deflect Eternal off of him, so Eternal goes crashing into the fucking edge of the draw distance of this tiny fucking Another World, which then causes cracks throughout the entire parallel existence and breaks all of the Another Worlds at once, because fucking, we don't have time to do this one by one. Holy fuck!
Hey, Eternal, come over here. Yes, what is it, Schwartz? Yeah, Eternal, you know that rider kick that you do that can break any world that you go into?
Don't do that.
Don't do that one, and we've won, okay? That's your one job, okay. Does kick.
You had one job, Eternal! That makes 2 riders that Schwartz summoned who have worked against him, whether on purpose or by accident.
Have you met Schwartz?
And speaking of Schwartz, we find out this episode that his apparent plan, and I will grant you this, a actual justified plan, was the reason Schwartz didn't just data drain Soup from the beginning of the show is, apparently what he's been doing was waiting for Sogo to gather all the rider powers so we can just sloop them out of him for himself at the end.
Yep.
And that's why he didn't
Is it going to turn out that Schwartz was Omazeo the whole time?
It fucking wouldn't surprise me at this point.
Nice.
I'm ready for the show to throw anything at me.
I'm just waiting for the show to end!
That!
I could go for another season of CO, personally.
CO2!
CO3!
I'm waiting for, I want at least 5, V cinemas. I want
Kamen Rider Gates and Waz movies.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I want Kamen Rider Soup the movie.
Where's our Tsukuyomi special?
Yep.
Are we not going to get something like that? Because I feel like we might get something.
I'm joking, because we're getting probably all of those things.
We're getting a Bibiru Gates special where he gets a spooky ghost form.
Oh yeah, there's that.
You mean other than his ghost form?
Yes,
He's getting
a blue version with Urisen for shoulders.
Man, why didn't
the
Ghost have a
Uro-shoulder.
spooky form?
It's called Another Ghost.
Yeah. Man, and you know what would have been great? You know what would have been a great, Illuminary? Would have been like Edgar Allan Poe. Wouldn't that have been awesome?
I don't know why they didn't have Edgar Allan Poe in there, honestly.
It's like
they had Grimm.
I'm gonna use what is the Lovecraft? I'm gonna use the HP Lovecraft icon.
It's just shaped like Cthulhu.
It just
He
makes
turns
you
into an
super
eldritch
racist.
horror.
Yeah.
It just makes it super racist.
So then I'm pretty sure Schwartz is just bullshitting Sogo. But then he goes into this whole thing. Yeah, if you destroy me, then freaking Alpaca also gets destroyed. And
why?
It's like why? And then it's like, oh yeah, also you and Alpaca can't
exist in the same timeline. Bitch, have you been paying attention for the last 46 weeks? What do you call that?
Why?
Also, why and how?
The
I
last
think you are lying.
46 weeks.
I love that Aqua runs up like, why are you listening to this guy? Why would he tell you the truth?
Aqua is the fandom. To try and spout the voice of reason, but then immediately get not listened to and then die.
Did they kill the fandom?
So obviously Schwartz is just trying to aggravate Sogo so he can go Omazeo, because it's the right path.
It almost seems like they're leaning towards their own flavor of the Mass Effect 3 ending. Pick one of your 3 endings. Which flavor soda would you like to serve at the
I actually
party?
like if they did an alternate ending where it's like they have 3 different endings of like what Sogo, depending on what Sogo chooses.
Ryuki!
Exactly.
It's like Clue, but with Zio. It could have ended like this, but it could have also ended like this.
In the movie Clue, which ending did you prefer? Movie ending
The
A,
one where
B, or
Zio
C?
shows up,
I mean,
definitely.
Fies and Blade both did movies that ended with alternate series endings.
Well, we're gonna get all those endings. We're gonna get the one, from the series. We're gonna get it with the one from the movie, and then the one for the V cinema.
Yeah.
Also, we got a really nice kind of send off to Eternal where he's just like, he's like, I'm sorry, I kind of ruined what you were doing. He's like, no, it's all good. Now I can be with my friends.
Well, I'm gonna go home and make love to my wife.
And gives thumbs up and then just leaves.
Oh my god, Eternal thumbs up. That was cute.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If he wanted to just die and go back to his friends, why didn't he just maximum drive?
Like we was just like, this is a real party night here.
Well, because he's a showman. He was like, well, I gotta do something.
I gotta make a big thing of this.
That
Sorry.
fucking cape, man. The cape's so cool on him.
They didn't hire me to do the theme song. I gotta make the bill somehow.
Until he threw the cape off and then just went all 26 memories. Which
when he threw the cape off, of like, there we go.
Also, just when hearing Fumihiko's voice again is great.
Right?
Okay, yeah. When he switched to the double version, they started playing the double fight music. I was like it deployed my my Zio sword. I was like, yeah!
The Savage
You
Blade.
deployed your Zio sword?
The Zio sword flips out,
and
from a gun into a sword.
The Savage Blade.
Yeah.
But that music. The thing is that you don't realize just how a little thing like the music can just like totally like trigger your nostalgia, and you're just like, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I've had plenty of those moments.
That was me. That was me when.
That's when any show uses the theme song for the final battle.
Yeah,
what was me? The best one that I had was when they were doing the Agato arc.
I had the sword.
Oh, nice. When they're doing the Agato arc, and then
Believe
Soup
Yourself?
is in trouble. No, Soup is in trouble. You just hear,
oh yeah.
and I'm like, oh, and he's in the dark, and I was like, oh, like
Right?
I fainted, like I just saw Master Splinter for the first time.
Also, I brought you your precious Agito.
See how I tied that in?
Good segue.
Yeah.
No, not Tsukasa! Damn!
Let me see this thing. It's actually not tiny. I can't believe how heavy this is.
Still a little tiny.
It is still.
It is 2 swords.
Man, this would have been really handy when I was drawing.
So I got a call today.
Leonardo.
So I got a call today from Machine Chasezier.
Chasezier.
Go watch Sticky Roberts' former child star. It's a fucking hilarious movie.
No, not White Waz. Damn.
Goo Goo Gaga Sogo. Too far back. Holy shit, a rider!
Holy crap, a rider!
Goo Goo Gaga rider.
Too far back.
The show has to be mature.
Yeah.
Holy crap, Sogo!
Yeah, we really like Sticky Roberts, if that's not
You
clear.
wanted to release it for you?
Yeah, put it in gun mode.
Like gun mode?
So yeah, Aqua tries to call Swartz's plan to bullshit. Swarps. He wall warps Aqua and then kicks him in the face, so he explodes in a plot rain. Aqua dies from not having enough underwear. And then next week we get the quote-unquote end of the world. A bunch of random kaijin show up. Another Zio's back again!
Yay! And also the thing that I fucking finally wanted! Decade turns into Zio! He gets the Zio powers!
But none of that matters, because next week we get to see Chase!
Yeah, we're getting motherfucking Chase Coon.
My boy!
But to be specific, it's Machine Chaser Chase, not Kamen Rider Chaser Chase. So he still thinks
I will take it!
he's still the Shinigami.
Man, I want Mock too, but I guess that'd be.
Well, that's in
He's in the movie.
Summer movie.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
we get
Summer
Mock in
movie
the summer movie.
Yeah,
Oh
Mock's in
man,
summer
they're both in it.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh no, just Mock.
Just Mock
Mock
and
and
Krim.
Oh man.
Shinosuke
So
got
we'll
the shaft.
see it in 6
Shinosuke
months.
didn't get into the party
Yeah.
band.
Yeah.
Also, I'm back.
From outer space?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say I'm
Oh.
Batman.
Meow. Also, I found the banjo meme.
Oh.
Yeah, but let me just scroll down. Here's the template for the banjo meme.
Oh, yeah, I love that meme. Specifically, that's Banjo when he's passed by a Volt.
Yeah.
Because the hairstyle.
In which I made this.
G movie. Nope.
Rude movie. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, take us in.
Cat bomb. So this episode was alright.
Well, before we get
It had
into this
drawing
week,
in it.
Mr. Savage Caster, now that you've caught up on the second half of what's aired so far of Ryusoulger, please give us your thoughts.
I love Ryusoulger. I really do love it. I love the Zords. I think they look amazing. The characters are great. Some of them aren't as fleshed out as others, which is kind of funny. It's the red that has the smallest amount of development, which is rare.
Yeah.
I love Bomba, or La Bamba as I call him.
Yeah.
And his brother.
What? Or Link?
Link.
I love the thirstiest
His brother
gold.
Link.
Link.
Yeah, pretty much. I love
Stabba and Link.
Thirsty Gold. My friend was watching last week's episode and was just like, wouldn't it be funny if he used like a lawn sprinkler to communicate with the thing? And then it goes into the fight. And I'm just like, I'm sitting there going, because I remember that from last week.
Yeah.
And then he talks to Love Filter. And she was like, no way. I like it a lot. I love Tiramigo. Tiramigo is so much fun. I don't know. It is just a fun show. I love Crayon because that's what you
I
call
love
them,
Crayon
right?
Yeah.
too.
I love Crayon.
What?
That was the best fucking thing
Yeah.
in this episode was just Bomba staring over this fucking kid looking down just like, can I see that?
I
You
would
know I
like.
can stab you, right?
I would like to see your pretty picture.
Like, I literally thought he was going to threaten him with stabbing.
Sorry, Austin.
give me a sketchbook.
Witnesses.
But I mean,
Nothing
I don't know.
personnel, kid.
Yeah, I enjoy the show. I'm kind of concerned that Crayon is far too obsessed with Tank Joe.
Oh yeah.
Like that's
It's weird.
Weren't
Like,
they like best friends and then he got murdered? Like that's.
Crayon is
I'm
like
obsessed, but-
super interesting.
yeah.
Crayon's gonna be the final villain.
I'm wondering if he is either going to be the big bad or he's going to turn good at some point.
I can see him being the big bad.
I'm thinking it's going to turn good because, like, literally my only complaint with this show is that, like, you know that meme where it's like, you know, hey, you know, you can recopy my homework but try to change it a
Yeah.
little. It's like they've taken the entire storyline and the script and the designs from Ryusoulger and they were like trying to change. Like we've got the same.
Oh yeah, no, we were making jokes about how Crayon is Lucky Hero.
Yeah, we've got the same 5 base colors. Like the first new Ranger is gold, and it looks like the second new Ranger is going to be purple.
Where are you getting that from?
Guyzord.
Guyzord.
He's not
Guyzord.
a ranger.
He will
could be.
He will be.
He's a general.
He will be.
He's not a ranger.
But I mean, like it just.
Tell that to Wolzard.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Wolzard's a Bangai hero.
anyways,
Get your Sentai facts straight.
on the point of Crayon's fate, I think both. I think what will happen is Crayon will eventually become good, but then something's going to happen that will like drive him insane and turn him into a adult version bad guy.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're doing it.
I swear I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same voice actor. Though you know, it reminds me. Okay, so the stupidest thing, Crayon's voice reminds me of a famous child actor, and when they talk, I can't not hear it now, and it's Chunk from Goonies.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
You haven't seen the Goonies?
The Crayon Shuffle.
We're fucking changing that.
Shit, man. We
You
got to
love
do a
the
day.
Goonies.
Yeah, the Goonies, man. You'd love the Goonies.
Corey Feldman's in it.
Yeah, Corey Feldman's
Samwise
in it.
Gamgee, Thanos is in it.
Thanos
The
is
guy
in
from
it.
Thanos is in it.
Okay.
Josh Brolin.
Thanos
and-
is in it. What?
Thanos
Yeah, Josh
is in
Brolin.
it. Okay, I actually
okay,
watched
I
it
thought
again
you meant
recently,
actually
Goonies.
Thanos.
I'm going to sidetrack for a second.
Oh boy.
And, okay, is anyone else in the chat old as shit like me? Like, I'm 40.
No.
So-
you're the oldest
You're
here.
40?
Okay. Yeah, I'm 40. Now, I used to watch
He's
Goonies.
our own Dan Abbott.
Goonies was on, like, every week on television. And I used to watch it when I was, like, 13 or 14. And there's this girl, Andy, The character's name is Andy. I don't know the actress's name. And she's beautiful. Like, I had such a crush on her as a kid. I used to, like, have dreams that Andy was my girlfriend. And then I'm watching it now when I'm 40, and I'm like, shit, I'm 40, and Andy is still 17.
This is not okay.
This is not okay. She's not from the Ryusoulger tribe.
By the way,
it's like one of those things where it's like Disney princesses. They can kind of like they're cartoons, so they're ageless. But it's just like no, I have to move on.
By the way, on a slightly related note, thoughts on Oto, the thirsty little sister.
Yeah, where has she gone to?
She can stay wherever she went because I don't want her back.
Her and Ryusoulger are just sitting around like going, "Hey, you know what'd be cool? That we do in 7 episodes." Or kind of like the fucking Master, Master Ardawig.
You mean Ultraman Jack?
Master Kebab?
Yeah. Like, where the fuck did he go? He's like,
his kebab truck.
I don't want... Yeah, I guess it's going well.
Subaraya took him back. Ultraman needs him.
Okay, I'm going to pretend
You've had enough time playing over at the Sentai's house. Come home for dinner.
We need you to make more Ultraman.
They're like, hey, we
need you to return to Ultraman.
We got
come Ultra home, honey.
2 older mentors. We don't need 2 of them, and one of them seems
come
more
Ultra home.
I like how the old guy who digs up fossils is somehow more relevant than the guy they grew up with.
He's not even a mentor. If you think of it, Ryusoulger kind of doesn't have a mentor.
And that's why they're freeloading off of a YouTuber for some reason.
Hey, that's where the money's at.
Not anymore.
Not since the Adpocalypse.
Maybe that's what happened. It wasn't the Ryusoulger tribe getting destroyed. It was the Adpocalypse. And
regarding her dad, I said it a couple of weeks ago, and I'm putting it down that I'm pretty sure he is someone of importance. I'm pretty sure he might be this set character in the preview, because his voice sounds like him.
Yeah. What if he's Geysorg?
Oh, it's Naruto.
I am fully ready for that.
Look in the chat, it's Naruto.
No, I didn't realize. I was 3 episodes behind. So I caught up before we started recording.
Hooray, good boy.
So all the episodes were kind of okay. They made a monster from a rock.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, nothing can be as stupid as this.
2 rocks!
And then episode 20 happened.
A fucking sketchbook?!
Oh,
come on!
A back credit card?!
I'm not a big fan.
Okay.
I thought it was funny.
Let me be clear. I think it's great that they're trying different things. This, however, ended up more like... I was laughing at how weird it was rather than being impressed by it.
Yeah,
it's hard to put into words.
Yeah, but now I'm starting to notice the trend that, like, ever since episode 9, they've been kind of doing inanimate objects. Like, the box that wasn't open. A fucking rock. I know it's a rock. Don't you know a rock when I see a rock? I'm surrounded every day around rocks.
What's next? A goddamn juice box?
No, anything can
wait,
make
wasn't
a minor
that the entire point of those those old Capri Sun commercials where people get mutated if they destroy them?
Now I'm just thinking, why don't the freaking...
Oh, Blaze is saying in the chat that Ui's dad is Set. Apparently that's been confirmed.
He is sad?
Set, the character that is mentioned in the preview. The dude in the fucking DJ Sagara costume.
I just love, there was this moment when, Link, I guess that's what we're calling him. Link goes up to talk to La Bamba, and he just had this look on his face, and I swear he, sometimes you'll watch the subtitles, but you're making up your own dialogue.
Yeah.
And it just for me, I'm not paying attention, it went like, hey, La Bamba, can we get a puppy? Geysorg? Who's Geysorg? I wasn't talking about Geysorg. I wanted a puppy. But wait, who is Geysorg? Is that our master? Oh, you want a puppy? Let's get a puppy.
Yeah, we can pretty much confirm that Geysorg is Master Olive.
Yeah.
That's what I'm calling him until we get a name. Because he's Master of Green and Black.
Okay.
Master
Olives
Olive.
are red and green. Oh, okay, I get it.
Dark green.
Yeah, I get it.
No, Master Mean.
Yeah.
Master Viridian.
Oh, this episode confirms something. That Psycho battle was all for nothing. Because when Toa saw freaking Geysorg, he's like, who are you? Who are you? You fought him before!
Oh, good. So Psycho battle was non-canon.
Don't you remember?
Or their memories were erased after the
event. Yeah, you're not...
maybe that. That sounds like something one of these weird fucking specials would do.
For all that we know, Psycho Battle was just a huge fever dream.
No, maybe it was so much. It was like
real.
maybe it was just so much like, who are you in there? I know you're a suit of armor.
No, it had to be. It had to be because that's how they got the red soul that they gave to Ko.
So it's not so much. It's like
Master
like
Stab.
I know that you're that's the Geysorg suit, but I mean, who are you now?
Oh.
Like that's
because they did know that he was swapping bodies.
No, but he would have acknowledged that he's Geysorg.
Oh.
I don't know. It's like one of those things like, if there's a new Avengers movie and Peter Parker puts on the Iron Man suit, it's not so much as like, it's Iron Man. It's like, no, it's who are you now? Like, I don't know who's in the suit.
So, like...
For all we know, Rhodey could be Iron Man.
The whole basis around this episode is
Don
pretty much
Cheadle
just
or the other guy?
Toa needs to rely on more than just his speed to succeed.
I know, his speed was doing pretty fucking amazing.
Until he was being a little cocky shit about it.
So it's not so
So
much
basically,
his speed.
he needs to be more Flash and less Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
No.
I gotta think fast.
Yeah.
Grand Spellcaster, we already know, it's Koichi Sakamoto's fever dream. He was the one directing the entire miniseries.
That's
so
Blaze, by the way.
Oh, is it Blaze?
Yeah.
Stop changing your name!
Yeah.
There was this great
Why are you Trinity
comedy
2?
moment.
That makes no sense.
The thing is, like, the comedy, a lot of the comedy in this show really works.
Yeah.
And I love that moment where it's like, one of those first of all, what a dick. One of those takoyakis is super spicy.
That's a cultural thing. I've seen that in other Japanese.
Oh, is it?
Videos.
Yeah, but I just love they cut. It's like I'm fine, and Melto's like
cut to melting.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. This is what they should have done, just for shits and gigs. Ui should have been selling the takoyaki outside, and as they're coming back to the garage, you see some guy in a neon green poncho walk out, looking like Necrom.
So anyway,
but yeah, that takoyaki thing is a cultural thing in Japan. It's called like Kaguya saying, Russian roulette.
I'm just waiting for a scene for that kid. He gets his sketchbook back, and he's like, "I'm gonna go show this to my friend who's making takoyaki," and shows up, and she's just passed away.
Whoa!
She shows up and she's a passport.
Passed
what?
away.
No, passed away. I was
passepartout.
I was making a ghost joke when Necrom was like, I know who she is. I'm gonna bring a sketchbook and show her do some art stuff with Takoyaki Woman. Oh, she just passed away because she got exposition.
I
one of those
remember
things
that.
when somebody gets a backstory, they're about to die.
Yeah.
But let me tell you a story that happened to me as a kid, because I feel that I might be murdered in 10 minutes.
Yeah, this episode just straight up kind of sucked.
I just love that Melt purports to try and give Toa a lesson when he's proven repeatedly that he is not the smart one he thinks he is.
That's like Gar giving me advice.
Stop making things saying.
I was making Lane jokes last week. I'm making Gar jokes this week. Itchy, next week is your week.
Oh, good.
I'm sorry, Gar. You know I don't mean it.
Yeah, no.
Anyone notice the little brother of the Minotaur victim's name was the artist who was the victim of the week was Shotaro.
Yeah. Well, that's a very, very common name in Japan. Like, I've known 4 people from Japan, and 2 of them were named Shotaro.
Wow.
And you know what the other 2 were named? Shoutaro.
If you say Philip, I'm gonna flip a lid.
No, I've known 4 people named Shotaro from Japan. I just like telling it. There were 2 people. The other 2 called Shotaro.
Yeah. So this Wiser takes this sketchbook Minosaur and uses it to just drop portal cages on people.
It's what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Green Lantern. It's like I could fucking make anything out of this ring, but I'm gonna make a fist.
Right?
Here comes the giant fist!
Well, here's the thing. Obviously, the cages are not working.
Try something else.
Maybe
genius.
like a bear trap. That'll trigger. It's like a Wile E. Coyote thing. He's just not learning.
How about a cage that comes up from the ground, or a cage that flies around and chases them,
or a spear that's pointed at face level near where he's running,
or a gun.
It's like all of a sudden you impale stuff in the face, and all the other monsters are like that's
or
not how we do things.
Go catch a gun.
What do you have? A knife.
Oh. Oh,
I'm out of knives.
Maybe Wizard just has a cage fetish. I'm not gonna king.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I'm not gonna.
He is like a circus performer guy.
I'm not gonna king shame or anything.
Yeah. But yeah. So
I'm sick of Wiser.
The people who get
I'm
captured.
pretty sure he just has a fetish for himself.
Yeah.
I think it's about. We're what 15? What episode?
This is
was
episode
that?
20.
And yet we're still dealing with like remnant, like we're talking like the right fight. The Ryusoulgers could end the series.
No,
Right?
if this was a proper Super Sentai series, we would be doing the Six Ranger arc by now.
But I mean, like who runs? You know, the bad. I forget the name of them. The bad dudes.
The Druidons?
Yeah, the Druidons.
We don't know. He'll probably be Endgame, and he'll get kicked, and his ass will get kicked in like 10 episodes.
You know, it's like 10 episodes from the end. I'm Ultimate Great Satan. I am the actual person.
I am Druid John.
You know what? Christmas episode, then the clip episode. He'll show up at the end of the clip episode. Last 4 episodes will be his giant story arc.
Yeah,
and then he'll die.
I hate clip episodes. I'm watching Geki Ranger right now with my friend. And, like, there's this episode that came on right after, like, people who watch Geki Rangers, right after they got the rhinoceros. And it's just like, you're watching this episode, and it's, like, absolute filler, these phantom thieves. But characters keep so, like, remember that time that we got the stag spirit? And I'm just, like, the show in a clip, I'm like, is this a clip show? But it was, like, right on the verge of, is this a clip show or not?
Okay.
Like, any more clips, it would have been a clip episode.
Wow. But yeah, so the people who get captured by these cages get sent to what I can only refer to as Crayon's garage. And I love that he's just got all of their equipment just tossed in a fucking pile in the back. And then there's this one shot where you see that he's giant and they're tiny. And for some reason there's just a random ass like lady shriek in the background. I'm like, what the fuck's that about?
I guess someone screamed.
I just like they could just reach out
it was
and
Melt
crush
screaming.
them. Like, it's like, I'm going to defeat the Ryusoulgers, even though they're the size of action figures and I could probably smother them.
Right.
I'm just going to leave them there and wait for their inevitable escape.
Why not call the alien Raybeaks? They need some humans for slaves.
Alien rabies?
Why don't I just use my fucking Minosaur liquid on all of them while they can't escape and then watch them slowly die?
Yep.
Why doesn't he just do that to himself?
Maybe he will.
Maybe that's how we'll get final boss. Crayon.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Crayon will create a Minosaur
what if
out
he
of
uses
himself,
his own liquid
out of his
on
own
himself?
desires.
What if he made a Minosaur out of one of the generals?
I will defend Ryusoulger. I am enjoying it greatly. I just really wish some sort of plot would kick in.
Yes!
Right?
Exactly!
Like, and the thing is, the characters are great. I love the Ryusoulgers. I love the villains. You know, I think that they've got a great amount of timing. You know, it's a little formulaic, but then again, all Super Sentai is like,
You know
it's
what?
like we've created a monster. Let's go figure out how it got created. Now we got to figure out how to beat it. Beat it. Now we got to beat it larger.
That's what they gotta do.
Except half the time they don't beat it before it grows. It just grows.
That's what they need to do with the next Super Sentai series. Not make it episodic. Do what they did with Build. Make every episode like a part of a continuous story.
You know the fandom would be like, this is too different. I don't like it. How dare you?
The problem is, Sentai is aimed at a slightly younger audience than Rider is, and the expectation is that kids that young can't keep track of a story.
Also, we're getting the whole Super Sentai getting canceled next year thing, and I bring up the fact if we cancel the show, that means we get no money instead of some money.
Yeah, that.
It's the whole thing. It's like, you know, they say, oh, you know, the toys aren't selling as well as we'd like. However,
so make better toys!
They're still making money in advertising. They're still making money in product placements.
They're still making money in the stage
It's
shows.
still one of the... and the thing is, now, what people who tell you this conspiracy theory about them canceling Super Sentai, and I went and looked this up, because I was worried when I first saw the thing. I'm like, oh my god, you know, I like Super Sentai. It's the whole thing that these people who start these things don't bring into effect, is the fact that television revenue is down across the board in Japan, North America. The problem is the shows are not making as much money on television, which is what sells the toys. They're making money streaming. That's why so many shows now, like, how many, like, web-only things does Kamen Rider Zeo have? Like,
Yeah.
that's where the money is being made. And it's going down across the board. So when they are projecting, like, oh, well, we want our toys to make X amount of money in next quarter, and it doesn't hit it, it's not that nobody's buying the toys, it's that you can't list a lower projection. You can't show the slope of people, being engaged by television less and buying less toys across all of the television medium. You can't just say, well, realistically, we're going to make 70% less of what you used to make. You have to always project higher. It's the way capitalism works. And Japan is a capitalist culture. So they have to every season say, well, we're going to do better than last season. We have shareholders to on the Nikkei index to deal with. We have, people making money at the top. We have to say we're going to do better. So when they say, oh, these toys aren't selling, they're not selling compared to what they used to sell. Now, yes, some seasons are going to sell better than others, but the fact that there is a decline in toy sales does not mean it's dying. It doesn't mean they're not selling toys.
And it's also just a bigger factor that it's like, if you look at the Ryusoulger toy line, you only have one big mech, and like, all the other mechs are kind of just dinky and they combine onto the other mech.
Yeah, this kind of leads into what my issue is. Like I love the Ryu Souls themselves because I like knights, but
They're a really neat idea.
Other than that, the toy line is kind of not stellar. Like, the Changer is not great. The sword is ugly. And the
Changer is sort of divided into the sword and the Changer.
And then the Moza Changer is probably the coolest roleplay toy Ryusoulger's put out so far, but it doesn't read the Ryusouls. It just has 2 sounds. So, you want to sell more toys? Make better toys.
Yeah, the gimmick thing.
I would have to disagree. That's Mirror Needle.
Mill Needle's the coolest Zord they've put out so far.
I mean, Tiger Lance, but okay.
I mean, that's all opinion. I'm just saying, based on my opinion, I think Mill Needle's the only cool Zord they put out so far.
Ooh, here's one bullshit thing I kind of didn't like about this episode. So, you know how they're all trapped in cages? How does Toa fix it? He draws a key in a notebook.
It's somehow
but he draws only one key.
And it turns into like 10.
It turns into like 7 keys. I'm like, how does that work?
In technicality, he only needs one.
It would have been perfectly reasonable for him to just write, right next to the key emblem, just write X10.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like,
put this times 10.
Can someone explain to me what was happening with fucking Kanalo and that chick?
Oh yeah, so he was getting...
That was fucking weird.
He was hitting on this weird caricature artist lady, Natsumi, and then he tries to save her from the cage and ends up getting caught himself, like the fucking idiot he knew he was.
That she's drawing him, and he just keeps saying, "Why are you staring at me like that?"
I don't think
I
don't think he knows that she's drawing him. He's just too focused on.
He's too fucking thirsty.
I kept waiting for her to come back, like when, Link was like, "I have a plan." I thought he's gonna go get the artist woman
to draw something,
and she's gonna get a hold of it, and it's gonna be like a battle of artists.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah, and then you never see her again. Also, Canelo needs to stop being less thirsty. I am not as creeped out with the tiny girl hitting on grown men as I am with Canelo with any interaction he has.
Oh
with
no,
him.
I still think Oto is worse.
No, I like Oto. Like at least that one is like okay. Well, you know.
At least Canelo is legal.
Also, she has terrible taste. She's only interested in milk.
Also, this is the first episode.
Clearly, La Bamba's the one. I would go on a date and send flowers to La Bamba,
and he would stab them.
You would stab the flowers.
You would stab the flowers.
I wouldn't bring ones that gave birth to a monster. I would bring regular ones. He won't kill it if it's not plot relevant.
You don't know that.
Oh, that I don't. But I'd like to try.
Alma loves to stab.
Oh my goodness! I watched the Rock episode. Canalo's like, "Don't do it." Okay.
You watched the Rock episode?
I'm not an idiot.
So La Bamba, he's arm candy. Let's put it that way.
The episode
Can I call him
Rock
arm candy? Because he's beautiful.
Sure.
And he has no personality.
We've been referring to him as stabbing Bamba or jumping Bamba or...
No, Jumping Bamba's dead. So
rip Jumping Bamba again.
Yeah. We that one time where he leaped over a fence.
We're also missing Sleeping Bamba.
Oh, I love Blaze in the chat is like, Canalo's so thirsty, he's bone dry.
The guy from the Water Tribe is thirsty.
Water Tribe.
Oh, I've got a joke. I'm gonna say it's a good thing that he can use any water to talk to his sword.
Yeah.
Because if he could only talk to his sword by getting his dick wet, he'd never talk to it again.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Is that why he's so obsessed with? Oh no!
That's a hentai game.
It sounds
He
honestly
couldn't
with
get
all
a
the
woman wet
hentai,
if she was from the underwater tribe.
all the hentai games that have plots like, oh, I have to discover these secret vampires by stripping women and stuff like that. It really sounds like it's
You know what it
actually.
reminds me of? You ever see anyone? Okay, this is the most obscure manga or anime that I'm going to mention. It's called Those Who Hunt Elves, where these people.
I know about it. I've heard
Oh
it.
man,
I've heard
yeah,
of
people
it.
from
I've
the
never
real
seen it.
world were magically transported to a fantasy world, and the spell to send them back is randomly tattooed onto like elf maidens all over the world.
Wow.
So they have to go from town to town, stripping every elven woman they can find. to
Okay,
get
that is
parts
not
of
at
it.
all what I thought it was about when I heard that it was
Yeah.
what it was about.
My favorite is and they've all got different things. Like one woman's an actress, so she'll try to trick them into doing it. But the one guy is a straight up shonen protagonist that actually has a move called Stripping Fist. That he will punch somebody and their clothes explode.
So he can punch someone's clothes off?
So it's so it's Negima.
But the thing is, I'm
No,
just
he
like,
doesn't punch people's clothes.
exploding clothes is a big genre in anime, but I just like that they worked real hard to make a reason for it. They're like, and the funny thing is, he's always like, I'm really sorry about this, but I'm going to punch you in the chest and your clothes are going to explode.
Yeah, that's a lot in
It
in
was
manga
very,
and such.
very
But yeah,
interesting concept.
as Blaze pointed out in our chat earlier, we've been making jokes about the way that Kanalo could use water to talk to Moserex. We were wondering if it would work if he peed on his own hand.
Yeah, or spat on the ground and put his
Well,
hand in.
I don't think he
saliva.
actually has to pee on his hand. Like, I just think he just has to pee because he's touching it.
Moserex, hurry up! I
Touching
don't
it
have a
from
lot
the
of pee.
inside. That doesn't count.
Could he do it while drinking a Mountain Dew?
Humans are 80% water. If that were the case, then unless underwater Ryusoul people are made of like oil instead, and that's why they can breathe underwater.
He gets
Who the
really
fuck
desperate,
knows?
so he like cuts somebody and sanguinates them as their bloodstream is
Ah,
Oh, jeez.
Most I've killed again!
I did it again.
Canalo!
Imagine if it was just for something totally casual, like he's dripping with blood and he's like, hi, Moserexa, how's the
So-
He kills a person, like, Moserex, what was that song that I really liked when I was a kid?
That's even better.
The one that goes...
No, the one that goes like da, 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 da.
So Big Wiseru gets destroyed, and Wiseru cries over Wiseru
No, he
dying.
kills
cries
somebody and then the blood is there and he's just like, I'm going to the store, do you need anything?
So Wiseru, Cryseru.
He's like, what the shit?
I'm kind of sick of Wiseru now. He was cool
I
for
know.
a bit, but now he's overstaying his welcome.
Well, it's okay, Gar, because apparently next episode, Tank Joe comes back.
And also, like, what? Okay,
It's probably a one-off.
did that other enemy, that one that made them Crayon make 5? Where did he
Gachilles?
die?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's dead.
Kishiryu Neptune killed Gachilles.
Okay, because I really like he had left next to no impression on me.
Yeah.
I think it was funny how awful he was.
He was like he just showed up and like, oh, he looks really cool. Maybe this is a big new villain. And like, well, first of all, he's like fucking really mean to Crayon, and I'm like, dude.
Right? That's part of why I think Crayon is so interesting. He has such a tragic story throughout
Well, the
this.
thing is, like Wiseru is kind of mean to him in a certain way, but like, you know, like
He's still having fun.
yeah, and like Tank Joe, he cared about it, even though he's
He
weird.
was authoritative, but like kind.
Yeah,
well,
but
they were mean to Crayon, but but Crayon knew they didn't mean it. Like when I mean
Yeah.
to Gar.
Okay, bye, Emily.
Bye, take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, I'm sorry.
So when they do the giant fight with Wiseru, there's this one shot after you see Five and Neptune running. They cut to seeing what the Zords look like from inside a building, and I just want someone to add Takatora to that shot.
Yeah.
I think
Giant Megazord fight. Everyone's going insane.
You know, I think I know why I'm kind of not liking Wiseru anymore. He has no one to like bounce off of.
Well,
Yeah.
Crayon.
And
No, but that's the problem. Crayon's a suck up.
But
Crayon is like he
Crayon is a
agrees with
suck-up.
everything. He doesn't like.
oh, I can take my earphones.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
talk about- Just we need another general for Wiseru to bounce.
Yeah.
Like if they were like a group, like a traditional Sentai, Wiseru, I wouldn't mind at all. but he has no one to bounce off of.
Now look at it this way. Okay, so if we look at Kishiryu, Wizro's pretty much what is her name? The singing one.
Candelera.
Yeah, it's almost the same character archetype. The somewhat vain theatric, the theatric trickster one. And the thing is, Candelera was great because she would be bouncing off of the other characters that would be like, I don't want to do it this way, but Wizro by himself with no check. And that's why I didn't like when, fucking like boring ship guy showed up. No. That Wizro took off, because I'm like, them arguing over which way works would have been interesting.
Exactly.
And this is one of a list of things that this season is removing from the typical Sentai formula that is making me not like it as much as I would like to be.
Like, I feel like that's going to be the major problem with Ryusoulger that I have overall, and it's just going to be the villains. The villains are hindering this show. And you can't have...
They all have cool designs and interesting personalities, but they're not doing anything with them.
You can't have a good show... You can't have good heroes without great villains.
No, the problem with the villains is they're all great, but they should all be together so they can work off each other. They're hilarious.
They're giving us the villains one at a time and killing them.
Yeah, but they're doing it way too long with Ryusoulger. Yeah, he left. Then he came back. But now it's like, okay, you're overstaying your welcome, buddy. Where's the next guy?
Like, if the gimmick is trading up villains every, 8 weeks, then I think it's about time he shuffled off.
Yeah.
I was expecting this to be the one where he shuffled off, because, we get a giant Wizard fight, and usually by way of the Megazord is how most generals get murdered.
No, but that wasn't him. That was a copy of him.
I know, and that's why this episode feels cheap.
Yeah, Geysorg's around, and...
Geysorg, I don't give a shit.
Where the fuck have you been, and why aren't you around more?
Do something, show. Give us something. Which, apparently in the preview for next week, something will actually be happening.
Remember Geysorg? He's back, in backstory form.
His backstory's in the movie that we won't get until January.
I just love this one shot near the end where Toa's asking Bamba about Geysorg, and Bamba, skirts around the question.
You want a puppy? We can get a puppy.
And then Toa just gives him the fucking angry face. Maybe I will stab you.
Oh. The Bamba.
I'd like to see you try, bitch.
Stabbing Toa.
Stabbing Toa.
I mean, I don't know.
Can we start talking about the turtles?
I also like that when we did the roll call, we got new visual effects. That was neat. This little tower with their banners on it.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was a quicker version.
I also like that Toa did exactly what I was yelling at the screen for him to do, which was rip the fucking book in half.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna add to my estimation. They have a good. There's a lot of potential in this show, and they've got the heroes down. The heroes are good. We just need better villains for them to react off of. And you're absolutely there needs to be, hi, I'm the leader of the Druidons. I might not, even if he just, fucking showed up in a fucking portal. Hey.
Like Dokoku?
Yeah.
Or not Dokoku.
Yeah, I'm
the dude from Ninja.
Yeah, I am the Druid Master. I'm coming later. You better take care of those Ryusoulgers. And they're like, oh my god, it's that. And then they get really scared, and even Wazul's holy shit, I gotta get my shit together. That would be awesome.
Get the Ryusoul tape.
So far, the best villains I've seen in Sentai are from Theorycrafting, because each of them... There's 7 generals, but they all bounce off each other really well. And it's when one of them shows up again, or when they show up gradually throughout the show, they're stronger and have their own way of fighting.
Yeah. Can somebody make a GIF, an image of a Ryusoulger, but with Soulja Boy's head on it?
God damn it.
No. So it'd be like Ryusoulger Boy?
No.
Ryusoulger Boy.
Ryusoulger Boy.
I liked Five Nights Drop Strike. That was pretty badass.
I want a Five Guys burger.
So guys, Cowabunga?
Cowabunga.
Cowabunga! Tommy G, you suck.
You were interrupting the bumper, now I have to play it again.
I'm trying not to.
One more time. And once more, just because there's 4. Cowabungus Week 2! Secret of the Ooze.
So, yeah. quick story time.
Story time.
Yeah, story time. So after the release of the first Ninja Turtles movie,
It was too violent.
parents were a bit upset over it being heavily violent for what was considered a kids movie. It was the highest grossing independent movie for the longest time until, Matrix happened. And fucking Matrix.
The Turtles were dethroned by the Matrix.
Yeah.
Hey, the Matrix is awesome.
So, Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze.
I thought
Like as a standalone movie, it's great. But as a sequel, it's not that good.
You know what is interesting that I noticed this time was that the first one they used their weapons. This one, like, they kind of make reference to the weapons in the beginning fight, like Leonardo uses them as a tool. And
Yeah, they mostly use their weapons as like props or tools.
and they only use them at the beginning, or
the most they actually get used as weapons is Donnie just like smacking dudes.
But you know what the
staff.
genius of this is? I have seen this movie like 20 times over the years. And I actually said to Gar, who had the facts, do they actually fight with their weapons? And Gar goes, no, they don't actually. I'm like, I never noticed that they never did it.
Yeah.
Because they did it in such a creative way. Because the thing is, like, in some of the ones, they're holding their weapons and they're not doing anything. And you really notice it. This one, I'm just like...
Well, here are the examples that I remember of the most their weapons got used. Leonardo, in the opening fight of the movie, tossed his swords up into the ceiling and then grabbed onto them to do like a swing kick.
And it almost seems like he's taunting the
critics.
Oh my God, Ryusoulger boy!
God damn it.
Okay. So all these parents were like, "Oh, we don't want the swords," because the swords and the nunchucks were the big ones, and so it's almost like now you see them, now you don't, and he doesn't use his swords again for the rest of the movie.
And Michelangelo's response to not using his nunchucks was to instead use linked sausages.
Yeah.
In which the only time they actually used the nunchucks was in a later scene when April's pretending that she knows
Yeah, but that's different.
I do some chucking. I'm a chucker.
And she's almost making fun of nunchucks.
Yeah.
Like,
she's making fun chucks.
Yeah. Exactly, but it's like, I don't know, it's one of those things where you could see they were under a lot of pressure to not use the weapons and to tone the violence down. But I'm even watching it now when I'm noticing how little action they're actually doing. I'm just like, you know what? It doesn't really ruin it. Like, they did the best it almost feels like a well-executed compromise.
And the weirdest thing about this movie is, again, it came out in 1991, 1 year after the first movie. So this entire movie was made in under a year.
Well, it's shot on like 3 locations.
Yeah, but what I was leading up to, going over the examples, was Donatello actually, over a couple of different instances, actually whoops people with his fucking bow staff.
But that's because
nobody cared.
It's a staff.
And the funny thing is, of all of the weapons...
A stick?
All of the weapons that are in the Ninja Turtles repertoire, the one that kids are likely to get their hands on is the stick.
Yeah. Hell, Gar has one in the corner.
I actually do.
Well, you know.
See, this is my first introduction. This movie,
he's getting it.
This movie was my first introduction to the Ninja Turtles. So
yeah, I think it might have been mine.
I used to watch this movie like all the time as a kid. Like, I had a VHS tape of it because my brother owned it.
I've watched this more than any other Turtles movie as well.
So I just I came to really like this movie, and I even my favorite character in this movie is Kino, like the new side character. He's like this pizza delivery boy
who is drastically underused. In my opinion,
he even makes a complaint about that later in the movie when they're
I should be out with the guys.
He's like, I should be out there. I can fight.
They put so much.
We don't want to pay you anymore.
They put so much work into my backstory, but it's just the whole thing with Raphael and Kino infiltrating the Foot Clan.
Yeah.
I remembered it as being longer and much better, and it was no longer. And it's just the thing is it's pretty much okay, I want you to introduce the Foot Clan. We want you to do these 2 fucking things. Okay, you're part of the Foot Clan. Yep, this is the Foot Clan. All right, let's get out of here.
Our secret uninfiltratable base was just on the other side of this giant junk pile.
It should have been hey, Kino,
by the way,
I'm going to leave you now. Here's how to get a hold of me. When if you see the spreader. If you see the beware the spreader. It's just a butter knife.
He's just got like knife hands like Wolverine, but like someone cosplaying Wolverine.
Yeah. And it's like, and his helmet is made of like fucking like
steak knives.
No, it's made of like a margarine spread. No, but anyway, it's like, okay, like, hey, we don't actually know what they're doing here. We don't know how Shredder's alive. We don't know what he's doing with the Ooze.
Speaking of Shredder being alive, Casey Jones is completely absent from this movie.
Yeah, he's a violent character. We can't
He was about
not even a throwaway line. Oh, Casey moved away, or we broke up, or anything.
Casey's doing
busy playing hockey, beating up more street cops. I don't know.
It could have been worse. He could have been recasted like the majority of the characters.
I mean, I understand your problem with that, but I'm someone who grew up with this movie more than any other Turtles thing.
But within a year, none of them were like, oh yeah, might as well do the sequel. But no, the majority of the cast from the first movie isn't even around. April, nope. Donnie's voice actor, nope. Well, Corey Feldman went to rehab because he had a drug problem. He came back for the third movie.
Too much ooze.
Yeah, too much ooze.
Which is weird because I actually liked Donnie's voice in this movie. He sounded very he sounded nerdy.
It was more cartoon accurate.
He didn't trust his instincts enough.
Yeah.
Mikey got changed. Raph got changed. Leo's the only voice actor that stayed the same.
Now, one thing that I'll say, though, the voice of Mikey and the voice of Raph are so spot on, I didn't realize that they had changed them.
Right?
Until Gar told me.
I noticed it with Raph.
Fuck, Gar has a stick! But that's the non-violent weapon, so I'm not afraid.
Yeah,
that's my walking stick.
It's jagged and pointy, but we're okay with it.
Gun.
So, no, with Raph, he has more of a...
Tom just dropped his mill needle Zord into Lane's crotch.
That'll teach. Don't bring a gun to. Don't bring a gun fight. Don't bring a gun to a mill needle dick fight.
Yeah.
Hey Lane, remember that time I threw a
Zord at your dick?
Yeah.
Precious memories.
Raph has more of a heavy Brooklyn accent.
I like it.
You know what it was? It's the same voice, but pitched down. Because the last one was like, damn! Like it was deep. And this
damn!
This one was...
He ain't gonna be in Turtles 3!
No, you know what it is? He's more... the voice is more aggressive in the first movie.
Yeah.
He's like, I lost my side. So what?
And then we just,
Here he's like, yeah, what's up, guys?
The great thing also about this movie that I really enjoyed, because, especially as a kid, was it was so quotable. There's so many
we've quoted this movie so much.
The dialogue, you know, the funny
moment to reflect when you go in, you smell, I cannot count how many
Ninja pizza,
my friends and I have
wax on, wax off.
Babies!
Damn babies!
Okay,
I wish Cell was here.
Can we mention that fucking thing now? That none of us. Okay, so as you guys know, Toka and Razor are imbeciles. And the excuse that the scientist gives Shredder is, well, they're just born. And then when he's talking to the turtles, he mentions that he contaminated the ooze. So Toka and Razor would be dumber and less violent. So he actually sabotaged the mutation so Toka and Razor would be dumb. And the thing is, though they're strong and they're next to indestructible, they don't really hurt the turtles really because they don't know how to fight. Because they're too dumb to use their skills effectively.
And this line was something that apparently none of us picked up on.
I have seen that movie 20 times. I have never caught that the scientist knew... Well, because the thing is... And there's so many scenes where you see that he's trying to fight back against making these things. And they're just like, no, they won't even let him stand up.
Yeah.
But the thing
Piss your pants, scientist!
Yeah, so the thing is, he actually sabotaged Toka and Razor to make them more docile. And I'm just like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And the whole movie, the entirety of the movie, makes more sense. Because even watching going, yeah, but why are they so dumb? They can talk. But it's not that they were really young, because these animals were in their maturity. It's the whole thing is that he contaminated the ooze to make them dumber.
My biggest question that kind of goes unexplained is, so the turtles, after getting mutated, grew to their current size over the course of 15 years. So how the fuck did Toka and Razor grow to that same size in what we can assume is a couple of days?
Well, remember, they were already fully matured animals.
Exactly. They were baby turtles when they were It's on the Ooze.
So they became adult versions of what they are now. The snapping turtle was fucking huge, and the wolf was pretty big too.
Oh yeah, and by the way, Toka and Razar are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, they look. They look. And the thing is, like, and this is where it's going to take a dive in Turtles 3. The turtles still looked great, but Toka and Razar stole the show. They looked like no matter how close of a look you got.
I love the attention, like just like the details on like Razar's fucking like face, and like you saw like the drool oozing from his mouth and stuff.
They give him a shield in one shot too.
Yeah,
they gave him like makeshift armor.
And the thing is, you can tell when the creators are proud of something they made, they give them these money shots.
Yeah.
Like shots where it's just like
full shot.
Yeah,
like,
just
like when Shredder shows off the turtles, Toka and Razar for the first time. When the wall comes down, that's a money shot. Like they're just both standing there. Like,
and I remember as a kid going, "Whoa!"
Yeah, I was like, "Oh man." A plot point I really fucking enjoyed in this movie though that I didn't realize either was that I didn't realize how much like the turtles were like excited to be like, "Oh man, like we're gonna find out like." Where we came, like how we actually came to be, and then like they find out the truth from the scientists, and like Donnie's like all like, man, like I thought like how we turned out how we are was gonna be like more awesome, more special.
It was a complete accident,
and like it was just like we were an accident, and Splinter's just like it doesn't matter how you guys were created; it's what you are now that really fucking matters.
That's a shot Tom took while we were watching the movie.
I thought,
find out we were special.
Well, you are. You're still
special.
You're 4 walking, talking turtles. Doesn't matter how it happened.
That no ninjutsu.
That's okay. Most children are accidents.
Also, Gar made a funny like realization like a couple days ago. He's like, "Wait a minute, they're ninjas, but they're turtles. Turtles are slow. Oh my god!"
Welcome to the joke.
Yeah.
I never caught on to that joke.
You know, okay,
cue that line from Bronofloss. Wait. Turtles live in the sewer.
I don't know.
That's disgusting.
I don't know if this is a rule, but I'm using Itchy's notes to comment on stuff. I don't know if that's just for Itchy or for all of us.
That's for everyone.
Okay, so you've got there. Ralph wants to watch. Ralph and the Spreader.
Raphael.
It's adolescent radioactive kung fu hamsters. Actual comic book that was a parody.
Raphael.
But Ralph wants to watch Oprah. Now the thing is, do you know why that's so funny?
Because there's an actual Oprah Q&A with them?
That too. But that wasn't for that. It was... now, the thing is, like... we know Oprah now as this, like, prolific figure, like, Oscar-winning actor, like, really, like, you know, has a lot of great shows that help people's lives. Oprah, back in the day, her talk show bordered on, like, Maury Povich kind of stuff there. There'd be people on getting mad at each other. There, you know, it would be like, you know, sensationalism. And at that time, that's the kind of stuff Oprah was doing. So when Raph wants Oprah, he wants
trash TV.
Yeah, exactly. He wants trash TV. So if you're looking at it now going like, it's almost a different joke.
Raph wants a highbrow show.
Yeah, it's almost like different joke now. It's like, oh, Raph's he's secretly in touch with his feminine style. He wants to see what's Oprah's book club.
Is Raph into literature?
He wants to see what people are cheating on each other, and you know.
Also,
so what he really wants is Dr. Phil.
Also, this movie is a huge fucking just making you want pizza because that opening scene where you just hear
everyone with pizza.
That was a thing.
And you just see all these people just with sliced pizza. Like you see a pair of cops who just like fucking arrested a dude. Like he's laying on the car and they're just eating pizza. This literally, you might as well just order a pizza before you watch this movie because once you see that opening scene, you're gonna want pizza. Like,
and then,
luckily we had one on the go.
And then we did. We ordered some pizza.
No, all of Cowabungus, we're going to be ordering pizza every time we watch.
I mean, why just Cowabungus?
So yeah, the Turtles were on Oprah in 1990.
Oh my god.
They were promoting the Out of Our Shells tour.
Yes,
I was about to say, was it the fucking musical stage shoots?
But I mean, but the thing is that was funny is that now pizza has been popular since like the
dawn of time,
the 60s. But I mean, it wasn't a huge fad. Like you know how in this day and age, there is a pizza place on every street.
Yeah.
If you want to call pizza delivery here, for example, and we're in average place Toronto, there are like at least a dozen places that will deliver here, not counting like Uber Eats.
Yeah, we have Pizza Hut, Pizza Nova, 2 for 1,
Domino's,
Pizza.
yeah.
Pizza Nova.
But the thing is, like in the late 80s and 90s, the idea of like pizza delivery hit big. Like they had it before, but it hit big, and it was a fad. And pizza places sprung up everywhere. And I remember seeing a thing in the newspaper that said "Pizza Fever strikes Toronto," and it was literally that. It was that scene at the beginning of the movie. And the funny thing is, it happened to coincide between these movies. So, and the thing is, what are the turtles really fond of? Pizza. What's really popular right now? Pizza. And so, of course, let's play it up. And it was just great timing. And the thing is, I would say...
So the Turtles movie was the original writing the algorithm.
Yeah, and I would say that Ninja Turtles, are so big and connected to... Like, if you think of, like, man, who loves pizza? Like, you ask a random person on the street who loves pizza, they go, oh, the Ninja Turtles. And they're so tied in with the cultural lexicon of pizza. It's because when pizza hit super mainstream, the Turtles were there to be kind of like the impromptu... like mascots for it.
The heralds of pizza.
Oh, yeah, I want to make a quick joke. Or I want to quickly point something out. So in the first movie, their sponsor was Domino's Pizza.
Who was not in this movie.
Well, Domino's decided, fuck that shit, that movie was too mature for us. So the movie's like, you know what? We'll make our own pizza joint.
With blackjack and hook.
With Kino.
And
Ray's Pizza.
And
Ray's Pizza.
Roy's
The
Pizza.
funny thing is,
Roy's
like, I'm
Pizza.
just thinking, like, people are like, oh man, this movie's too violent. What did we get ourselves into? Meanwhile, McDonald's is sitting there with Batman Returns toys going, you think you got problems?
Yeah.
Did you see Danny DeVito? He fucking bit a guy's nose off.
Oh, no.
Okay, so we have to talk about the thing that became the most memed thing throughout the entire movie. One of my favorite, most quotable lines is when the Foot Clan starts reassembling, the dude who was the second in command from the first movie, Tatsu, just comes up to his troops and declares, I, Tatsu, now lead.
So then, just like the rest of the movie, we were just going like, I, Tatsu, now feed.
I, Tatsu, now sleep.
Now dance.
And Tatsu's reign of leadership of the Foot Clan lasts 42 seconds.
I wouldn't even put it that far. I'd put it more like 20 seconds.
It's like, I now lead. Oh, Shredder.
That's all who challenged that far.
Adjust tie. Oh, I didn't see it.
Tatsu is leader of the Foot Clan for a span of 10 seconds.
Yeah.
He is 20 seconds off from the second guy that took over another organization. I am, of course, referring to Starscream.
You mean the best moment in the Transformers movie ever?
He was leader of the Decepticons for 30 seconds.
The first rule about Foot Club is you do not talk about Foot Club.
I'm talking about the Decepticons.
Oh, then it's fine.
You know, when Leonard Nimoy as Galvatron showed up, obliterated Starscream into dust, and he's like, anyone else?
I
and they're
love
all like,
this moment.
Who are you? Galvatron.
And it's the closest
All hail.
thing to an intentional joke they do with Shredder. Because the babies thing is unintentionally funny. But just the whole thing, it's like, you know, I found this mutated dandelion. It's like, I told you, shut up, I told you.
That is not what I told you to do.
Yeah, that's not, and then, but this is much better. And I'm like,
I'm still going to stab you, though.
like, that was like Shredder trying to make a joke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Shredder, different actor.
Also, the
Not
first...
that matters. Like, they're both, like, behind a mask and anyway.
Speaking of the mask, the first time he shows up and speaks to Tatsu to reclaim his leadership, his voice still has that echoey filter, but he clearly is not wearing a mask. So the same problem they had in the last two
Yeah, he
movies.
has a smoking problem.
Also,
You know-
we don't know exactly how long it's been since the first movie, so, like,
It
why the
seems
fuck has Shredder just been lying in a pile of garbage for God knows how long?
I think my best guess on that is it can't be more than a week. Because, like, the garbage got taken out by the dumpster.
You know what?
And he's on the first, there's only one layer.
Hang on. No, you know what? I actually found something really creative. Here's what they should have done. Okay, you cut to the scene from the end of the first movie. You see Splinter, like, toss Shredder off the building, and he goes into the dumpster. You start the movie off, like, that's how you start it, with footage that already exists. You cut to the garbage truck, hang to the dumpster, and you see all the Foot Clan, like, the rest of the Foot Clan showing up. And Tatsu does the whole thing. He's like, I now lead. Does anyone challenge me? Shredder shows up and he's like, I want revenge. And that's when you cue the movie theme, like, and that's when you see everyone eating pizza and such.
I feel like playing the happy movie theme immediately after Shredder's reveal would be a giant
it would be a tonal shift, yeah.
It would get you into the feeling of, oh shit, here we go again.
No, it would be too much of a tonal shift.
I feel like it would have worked better.
I have no problem with the way it's set.
It could be done. It could be done if you execute it right, because like, I'm sure there are other movies where it's happened. But it probably
2 stars for that Uber. The garbage truck was just Shredder's Uber.
Driver crushed on me too hard.
Also, where did he get the new outfit?
He went from like a pink suit to a purple suit.
He fished it out of the garbage.
I swear to God, whatever the cape he had, it was a shower curtain. He made a cape out of a fucking shower curtain.
One thing that I thought as a kid is I thought that the whole... Okay, so obviously it's like he left the dump. Yeah. And he went to a junkyard that they had already kind of set up as
You know what my hypothesis on that is?
What?
So, I think the Foot Clan saw that he went into the dumpster and followed the truck to the junkyard and set up their base in that same junkyard. And that's why Shredder showed up so quick.
I thought that too. I thought that he was literally still in the dump. Like, he's just like,
that's why
here I am.
That's why my joke was, our secret, impregnable Foot Clan base was just on the other side of that trash heap.
Yeah. But I mean, like...
But only secret people can get in.
There he is, falling right into the garbage truck.
Ah! Whoops.
Master Splinter's the same. Though.
Oh, he just the whole... Yeah, he's pretty much an asshole this whole movie, because he just says no to everyone about everything. Like, oh, can we just chill? No, we're watching fucking April.
The thing that got me...
Oh, can we go do Split? No, fuck you.
But Lane, pizzas...
I was making this joke because Splinter was like up on the roof, and when we're watching it, I make this offhanded joke. They're like, "What's he doing on the roof?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's furiously masturbating." I said, and then like a minute later, they say, "Where's Splinter?" And he goes, "Coming to a decision." But I'm just like, for a second, we all were like silent, going, "Wait, what?" And like we were all questioning our memory of like, is this?
And it wasn't like a minute later. It was like 2 seconds after you said that.
Yeah, so it's like, he's up on the roof furiously masturbating. Where's Splinter? Or what's Splinter up to on the roof? Coming! And I'm like,
to a decision near you.
Like, for a second in my head, I actually thought that the film had become sentient. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you. That's what he's doing. But it's like one of those things where it's like, coming to a decision. Like, nobody in the booth was like, dude, you might want to make no pause there.
Yeah,
like,
that's
coming to a decision. Or like, coming, it should be coming to a decision.
Coming to a
decision.
I would have said, like, making a decision.
Yeah. Like, or it just, I was coming to a decision. Like, it's like, coming. Like, it's just...
Or like, pondering choices or something.
And I still
it had to be that word specifically.
It is Kevin Clash. You know,
Kevin, not to be confused with Kevin Nash.
Coming to a decision.
Mr. Splinter wants to watch April.
Pizza's okay.
10 flips now, and remember,
okay. Okay. So, despite all of the naysaying Shredder does or Splinter does in this movie, I get the names mixed up sometimes. There was this one badass moment he has later where he just like comes out of nowhere with a fucking bow and arrow and saves the turtles from a spike trap.
Cowabunga!
These are my Deus Ex arrows.
Yeah. Arrow Ex Machina.
Yeah.
And
here's the thing. Did I miss it when we were watching it? That I thought that when they were doing the flip, Splinter looks over and they're cheating?
Yeah, no. There was this one. Yeah, Michelangelo makes some comment and Splinter just gives him the look, and Michelangelo knows he's got to do his flips.
Now that happens. I just missed it, right?
No, yeah. He starts doing the flips, and then as everyone leaves, he's just standing there making noises like he's doing the flips, and then they catch him, and he's like, one. That was good. I like that.
I just was waiting for it. Well, I thought that he was in with Raph and Leo, but I guess it was...
I love that their punishment is backflips.
Like, they do them all the time.
And it's
like Chris. Your punishment for making that bad joke is to eat some chicken nuggets.
Oh
Drink
no!
this entire case of Pepsi, one
Lane-
after the other.
Lane, I want you to play with the decade belt for 10 minutes. Gar, I want you to tell people how great Ultraman is 10 times.
Fucking nobody.
He's done it 90 times.
And me, I'm going to talk about the Foot Clan 10 times.
Yeah, 91 times.
But like, my favorite thing about the fact that they're doing the flips is if you pay attention to them doing it, you can clearly see that Leo is like amazingly better at it than Raph.
And this brings up a good thing that I wanted to get into.
I'm going to grab a Pepsi if you don't mind it.
Yeah,
Sure, grab me one.
Yeah, and apparently we have to tell people when we're going to pee. Is that a rule now?
What?
No, I'm just joking because Emily felt so bad like she had to tell people.
Oh.
So, like, is that a thing?
Not really.
Okay.
It's just Emily's just being very polite.
Yeah.
That's a thing Emily does.
Yeah,
Okay.
but no, this brings up the fact that, or this brings up something I want to talk about, and that's, once again, the suits are done by the Jim Henson Company, which the movie actually begins with, like, a little, like,
in memorial.
in memory of Jim Henson, because he unfortunately passed away, I think, a month after the first movie debuted.
Wow.
But, yeah, the suits were, they could have just reused the suits from the first movie, but apparently not. The suits themselves this time around, they're more, I want to say they're more thin.
Yeah, they look a little slimmer.
Because
they've been exercising, kicking foot ass.
Yeah. Lane, no.
Stop playing with your ride
That was an
watches.
accident. That was a legit accident.
There's this one moment where they sneak into the TGRI building to look for what happened to the Ooze.
You mean TCRI?
Well, it's TGRI in the movie.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up. I just wanted us to bring that up.
But yeah, so Donnie like slides into a chair and over to the computer.
I made the joke. Just how many times did you think they had to take that? They had to do that scene.
Definitely more than one.
I want to say at least 10.
And he starts looking through the list of canisters that are all disposed of except for one. And then for the first time in my life, I was able to call bullshit on Technobabble because he starts saying shit like, oh no, if the database is coded, the system might go down. And my immediate response is, coded? Of course a database is coded! Anything is coded! That's how things get programmed!
Coda.
You're dumb.
Hi, this is Steve from IT. Just to let everyone know, if you're having problems logging in, don't try 2 more times. You'll legit crash the network.
Like, it legit glitches like it's a fucking dying NES cartridge.
I expected it to like, okay, Dottie, zoom and enhance.
Right? They might as well have gone that route.
Hey. My God! Lane, your dick!
It's attracting Tom's things.
Yeah, so I have a cane because I broke my back last year. So Gur's walking away, kicks my cane over, and it hits Lane in the dick.
Yep.
So Itchy it's your turn to somehow injure Lane's dick.
I mean, I'm not trying to.
Well, no, neither are either of us.
Yeah. At several points, Shredder demands that Tatsu gather his best men, but we sort of see...
Which men?
The best men.
Best.
The top men.
Yeah.
So we sort of see diminishing returns on that because during the fight in the TGRI building, like, more than half of them are just standing
Yeah,
in the
there's
corners
ones in the back,
watching.
and they're just like, look, we're using the weapons, but not on them.
That's sick.
Kino actually did some pretty cool things during this movie. He actually contributes to a lot of fights in a lot of interesting ways. And my favorite thing ever is, we'll talk more about the scene in general, but during the scene in the dance club, Kino just fucking bolts in, parts the crowd like it's the fucking Red Sea, gets right up on stage and fucking Tommy kicks the canister of ooze right out of the Shredder's fucking mitts.
I just love how
That was badass!
into it people were when they're fighting, and there was a joke that I think we organically came up together, where it's like Back to the Future, guys on the phone, it's like, yeah, Kevin Eastman, this is your brother Barry or Steve Easton. You know that comic idea you were looking for? Listen to this!
Ninja, rap!
Well, if you actually, during the time when Vanilla Ice is on stage singing Ninja Rap, if you listen really closely, you can hear his career die.
Go.
Because I'm not joking, like, Vanilla Ice was huge. Like, MC Hammer was the big the big cat of that time. But, like, he was literally, MC Hammer helped launch Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice was taking over the fucking world. Like, there's fucking movie coming out, which we should watch at some point.
Vanilla Ice.
But the thing is, people were like, oh, well, maybe he's going to be the new face of the rap scene.
Maybe it's
like,
okay for white people to rap.
Yeah, he's great. He's got credibility. Wait, is he singing about Ninja Turtles?
Go Ninja,
nobody,
go Ninja, go,
nobody
go
could
Ninja,
take him.
go
No, yeah, Dream Vegas. He did actually. He had. Well, he had.
Goodbye, Vanilla Ice. Hello, Eminem.
Yeah, he had 2 albums, and he was not. I wouldn't call him a one-hit wonder. I would call him a fad. Because a fad insinuates that you've got a few... No, he had a career. It was short-lived. He was a fad. He was like Justin Bieber.
Just for some perspective, I literally had no idea who he was outside of his appearance in that movie until JonTron's video.
Fuck. Oh, I'm saying this right now. I didn't even realize he was an actual singer.
Right?
Well, because the thing is, I'm old as shit, right? So
Ice.
before I went and saw that movie, I had a cassette tape of Vanilla Ice's album that I listened to on my Sony Walkman. And now, of course, like, what did this came out? What, 1990? What year?
1991.
1991. So I'm like 13. Okay? So I'm listening to this shit on my Walkman. I had no fucking clue he was in this movie. Because this is pre-internet. So I'm watching this movie, and the turtles go in, and you know, if you think about, you know, him being a star, like think of it like being like who's a big pop star now, Drake or something, popping their head up, and like he pops his head up, and I remember going, "Is that Vanilla Ice?" And like the whole audience, which was all teenagers, was like, "Yeah!" And we were like, "Fuck!" Like, and the thing is, like, we were on the edge of our fucking seats. Like just every time they cut, like, and the thing is, I remember at one point going, I don't care about Token Razar, what's Ice up to? Because for a solid year, and maybe a year and a half, Vanilla Ice was the shit. Like, he was like this badass guy. You know, I had a pair of hammer pants because of him.
You know what's funny about Vanilla Ice being in there? His appearance was right after the scene where they tried to feed the anti-mutagen to Tokan Razor by way of freezing them in ice cubes. So that should have been like a little hint.
No, he sucks. He does suck. He is not I'm not saying he's a great performer. I'm just saying that in the 90s, if for a considerable, like, part of a year and a half, he was very popular.
Popular doesn't mean good.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, when you're 13 in the 90s...
You're malleable.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's the kind of shit we were into. It was all about, like, flashy extreme.
God, were we dumb.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, we didn't fucking know this guy was a fucking maniac. It was like, fucking Vanilla Ice, like, Ice Ice Baby, like, everybody fucking listened to it, you know? He was on fucking Saturday Night Live, like... He was the shit. And the thing is, and then when he was in this movie, people went, is Vanilla Ice not good? Like, is Vanilla Ice, like, shitty?
And
like,
this is the weirdest thing about Vanilla Ice in this movie. One, he comes up with that song right off the spot. But
half of it is Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go.
Yeah, it's not like he came up with more than 5 lines.
But, after this movie, he became a huge Ninja Turtles fan. Which, to this day, he still loves that movie.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's one of those things, is the 90s was a weird time for stars that were larger than life with no substance. So, like, Steven Seagal was really popular around this time, and I don't know if you've watched any of the vintage Steven Seagal films. There's, like, 1 or 2 of them that are actually watchable. But most of it was this, like, fucking asshole who had no personality karate chopping people in the face. Like... And he was like, you know, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna take care of him. And the thing is, in the 90s, as long as something looked cool, it was cool. Rob Liefeld's art, Vanilla Ice, all this shit. If shit looked cool, no, he can't. And I can't either. And I'm a member of the Foot Clan.
He can't draw feet to save his own life.
No, Rob Liefeld.
He can't draw feet to stand on.
I'll make fun of Rob Liefeld, but I respect Rob Liefeld. I've met him 4 times. I've gone to lunch with him. Like at Fan Expo, a bunch of his. He's the nicest fucking guy. And the thing is, like, on a Rob Liefeld note, he literally, like, when he was on the top of the comic book world, there was a time when he was like, shit, he would have aspiring artists coming up to him and say, hey, can you help me? He'd just like, you have a job. You work for me now. And
Jesus.
he launched so many careers because he really believed in sharing the power. And the thing is, like, Rob Liefeld might be a shitty artist, and he might be a fucking maniac, but he was a really solid dude when he wasn't a maniac and terrible artist. But I mean, like, I've met him a few times at cons, and my times with him is he was the nicest guy. He was, he was nicer than Kevin Eastman. I met Kevin Eastman, and Kevin Eastman does not like talking about Ninja Turtles now.
Well, yeah, because that's all he ever works on.
No. Well,
he doesn't want to talk about work.
Now, I admit, the thing is, like, the person in front of me was, like, talking about Ninja Turtles. He's like, that's nice. And I'm like, shit, I better not bring up Ninja Turtles. Luckily, I am a huge fan of heavy metal. Like, not the music, the comic. And he's the one who launched heavy metal. So I talked to him about heavy metal, I talked to him about the artist, I talked about the movie, and he talked to me about John Candy being a cool guy. Like, he got to meet John Candy. And anyways, that was nice. Though Peter Laird, okay? So I met Peter Laird the next year at Fan Expo. And Peter Laird, you could he's all about the Ninja Turtles. He leaned full in. He's still writing Ninja Turtles comics.
Actually, no, it's Eastman that's still writing. Peter Laird sold his share to Nickelodeon.
Is it? Do I have it backwards?
Yeah, you have it backwards. Peter Laird's actually retired now.
Because I met Peter Laird, and he was, like, super friendly about talking about Turtles.
Yeah, because he's retired. He's not working on anything.
Well, okay, I guess I have backwards who owns it. Maybe Kevin Eastman. But at the time, Kevin Eastman did not want to talk about Ninja Turtles. So I met Peter Laird. And I was I'm like 30 at this point. And I'm talking to him like I'm 5. And I'm like, oh man, the first Ninja Turtle I had was Leonardo. I bought it at Toys R Us. It was the one without the eyes. And he had all the orange weapons. And I used to watch the show and the movie was so great. And I'm just like, and he's like, And he's like just really nice about it. But I was like, one of the few times when I fucking met a celebrity and I'm a fucking idiot about it. Like, it was just like, I think the other time I was like that, I met Heather Langenkamp, the Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street, and I acted like I was like fucking Canelo talking to a woman, you know, like that's a good segue. Cause like, oh man, I really like when you were in Nightmare on Elm Street, and you were real cute, and I like when you were on the stairs, and the stairs turned to marshmallows, and like when Freddy's wearing a Mike Myers mask, but anyway. They're both cool guys.
So back to the movie. Kino, he was actually in the first Ninja Turtles movie, but he was the suit actor for Donatello.
Yeah, wow.
Which apparently they liked him so much behind the set, they're like, hey, why not give him a role in the actual movie?
And it worked out well. I'm just sad that he wasn't in the third one. And you know, it almost seems to me that everything, like, just cut ahead to the third movie, like, everything Casey Jones does in the third movie is nothing Casey would do. And it almost seems like if Kino was there, it would be what Kino was doing.
It kind of felt like Kino was the Casey of this film.
Yeah. Or almost like... And the thing is, like, you never know. Maybe Casey was supposed to be in that film. Maybe Casey was going to infiltrate the film, and they just couldn't get Elias Casillas. Yeah.
Maybe
So the thing is, if you look at it, other than the, of course, finding them thing, which takes one scene, and they could have switched it with Casey Jones. Like, look at the beginning origin. He just happens to be where the fight's happening. It could have been Casey finding them in the Ninja
But that was a good introduction, just like the burglars show up. Like, he meets up with the burglars and, like, just kicks all their butts, and he's like, did I forget to mention I know martial arts?
Yeah. No, but
I love the one burglar who, like, as soon as he gets in there, he, like, takes his fucking pantyhose mask off to look at this kid.
Like,
I'm like,
Carl!
Amateur move, bro.
You have one job!
You had one fucking job.
That's how cocky he was.
Speaking of random cast members, Toka and Razar were voiced by none other than Frank Welker. Megatron himself, Abu himself. You go on his IMDb list, you're going to be there all day.
Didn't you say Toka was Robert Paulson?
In the cartoon. You see, they showed up in season 7
here's the thing,
for
okay?
one episode.
If you're ever on Jeopardy, and they say, like, this famous cartoon character was voiced by such and such an actor, and you don't know, say, who is Frank Welker? 50-50, you are right. And the other is Robert Paulson.
I was gonna say Jim Cummings.
Yeah.
Jim Cummings, Rob Paulson, and Frank Welker are top 3. Peter Cullen's over there waiting for next Optimus Prime to be made.
Yeah. Well, he does like 3 voices, and they all sound like Optimus Prime.
He does Eeyore, who we all know is just depressed Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Depressed Optimus Prime.
Think of it. Optimus Prime is way up here, just
Well, he's
make
also
him
like
really depressed.
I forget what
Depressed.
80s show is. No, it was Voltron. The
He was the
original
narrator.
Voltron. Yeah, it was the narrator. It was this-
Voltron,
cool.
defender of the universe.
By the way, do yourself a favor if you're like, shit, I'm really into Netflix Voltron, I want to watch the original Voltron, do yourself a favor and fucking don't. That show is... Okay, so Thundercats. Ever, like, you know the intro?
Yeah.
It's awesome. You ever tried watching Thundercats now?
Thundercats is so slow.
It's so bad! Now, the 2000s one, which only had, like, what, 1 season?
Yeah, it had one
That show is
season.
fucking amazing.
And then got canceled because the toy sales weren't good.
Yeah, that
Because
show
that's
was,
how Cartoon Network sees things. Toys aren't doing well, I'll fucking cancel
that was
it.
fucking great.
It would be nice if we actually could find the toys.
Alright, let's get back to this.
Back on topic, on the note of surprising returning actors, the guy who played Chief Stearns is back in this one.
He's
For a total of 1 scene.
Oh, thank fuck. He's back.
And you know what? You know what the funny thing is his appearance was perfect because he's only in the 1 scene, and it's basically a cameo. But the thing is he basically sticks it to April O'Neil. And what did April O'Neil did to him, do to him in the first movie? Basically stuck it to him.
Yeah.
So the thing is, his whole point of going there, and it's a great thing, is because like at some point you were like, well, they're unleashing these fucking monsters in the street. Why aren't the police doing anything? It is a great exposition moment to tell you why the police aren't involved, and also a great just little moment of just like that whole thing comes full circle. Like, yeah, you fucked me over last year, and now you've got a better fucking job.
And here's the other thing as well. He's probably sticking it to her because remember what Leo said? There were 500 foot soldiers in the first movie. 500. You know how much paperwork that is?
Yeah.
Fuck April.
My takeaway from that whole scene is, so she goes to tell him that, oh yeah, there are big animals stomping around causing destruction. Okay, what can you tell me about them? Nothing. Okay, what do you want me to do about it? I don't know. Well then, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
Well, no. The line was, it's like, I guess you're gonna do nothing. That's what we do best. Like that was.
Dream Vegas brought it up earlier in the chat. I forgot to mention it. He mentioned about the Utrons in this movie, in which it was going to be revealed at the end that that Dr. Perry was an Utron.
Ooh, I would have liked that.
Unfortunately, 2 reasons for that. 1, we didn't have the budget because it all went towards the 4 new turtle suits, the new Splinter suit, Toka and Razar, all the foot soldier stunt doubles. Like that all costs money. Second thing, they didn't want people to get confused that wait, he's Krang.
Yeah.
It would have been very confusing. So that's why he's kind of just gone from the end of the film.
You know what I liked? I liked how instantly friends that the professor became with the Ninja Turtles, and I always thought that when the third one came out, he'd be their ally.
Yeah.
That because he gets along with them so well. Like he's even like bragging about how great he's having. He goes, "Oh, it's a pepperoni paradise." Like he's just enjoying hanging out with these guys. And even in the club scene, he's dancing. Like he's really like it's just you get the sense he was really lonely, and he sees the turtles as like some kind of like family that he's got to take care of, and then you never see him again.
Yeah.
Then again, that's because the third movie basically Alien 3'd, where it's like let's just peel over everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and like if you think of it that way, that he's an Utron, the way that he acts, the way that the words that he says in this movie, it does come off a bit alien. Like he doesn't really understand news.
I mean, there's
the way that he's talking.
Yeah, but that was all supposed to be just, he's a scientist, so he's nerdy and detached.
Yeah.
When he sees the turtles, he's not really that like
surprised.
Well, he like when he sees
if he was an alien himself, he's like, okay, I'm used to this.
Yeah, and he's the first person to see Splinter for the first time, it'd be like, oh, that's interesting.
I think the movie wanted us to more chalk it up to he knew that there was mutagen afoot, so he knew that there was probably that there was probably going to be some weird mutated result of their negligence.
You know, one thing that gets me is so they really put a big deal on his face. and you see some scars, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, is there a scene where he takes the mask off and you see how fucked up his face is? And it was too much?
Not completely. There are some scenes where you can see, like, the edges of the scar.
Yeah, but I'm like, was there going to be a reveal where it's like his face is really messed up?
I feel like there wasn't really complete payoff on that.
Oh, I think it would have been more creepy if his face was like more distorted,
Or just like the skin was completely ripped off in those parts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, we're talking about the Shredder, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he's got like a fucking Aaron Eckhart
He should have had a bloodshot eye.
Two-Face thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Just give him a bloodshot eye.
But he's like the fucking Fan of the Opera in the movie where it's just like his
You
eyes...
cut my beautiful face! Now I will murder you!
I have a blemish.
So yeah, let's
4K!
Let's talk about the big thing. Lane, what do you think of Super Shredder?
Oh, let's Super Shredder. Except for
fucking Digivolve!
Except for when you finally fucking realize that, like, what are supposed to be, like, giant muscles or something, he's just wearing a purple shirt
with
that
drawn
just has,
on
like,
muscles.
an outline of muscles drawn onto it. But, like...
Welcome to shit we only notice when the film is in HD.
He takes this ooze and... Like, it makes him bigger, but it also makes his armor look more like he pretty much becomes like another Shredder.
Yeah, like another Rider Shredder.
I would say like, hey Lane, that's something, think of it as a kid. But I remember I'm 13 watching the film and I'm like, why did his armor grow?
My takeaway from that, I always assumed that the enhanced armor was part of his mutation.
Well, the thing is, like, it would have made more sense if it's like you see it melded into his skin. How
do you know it wasn't? Maybe the armor did fuse with him.
Maybe.
And I gotta say, Super Shredder is fucking awesome.
Yeah, the thing is, you know what? The armor aside, the fake muscles aside, it looks good.
And
like, he overtowers the turtle.
And
he's
so
giant.
And like, there's even a part where like he's trying to bring them, like, kill them, and like Donnie's just like, no, sure, like you gotta listen to reason, you're gonna kill us all, and then he's just like, then so be it. And he just doesn't care anymore.
That was to illustrate how far gone he was.
He
didn't
just rather
care about anything
die
else.
knowing he killed the turtles.
Here's the thing that gets me. Okay, so in that fight of Shredder versus the Turtles on top of the building with the first one, if Splinter hadn't intervened, how would that fight have ended?
Oh,
Shredder would have killed all four of them.
Yeah, they would have all died.
Well, I mean, Shredder did make a point of, if you had all come at me at once, you would have had a chance.
But the thing is, like, they would have been lucky to beat him. Like, he's as powerful as the four of them, basically. And Splinter, it's not so much that Splinter is so much fucking better. It was that Splinter kind of used his rage against him.
He's more disciplined.
So this is a fucking week later, and he's just like, oh, I can't even try to fight them. They're going to beat me. And I'm like, you almost beat them last time. You and Tetsu go in together, you've got them.
Yeah, but at this point, he's more motivated by his own rage rather than...
He became Anakin from Star Wars.
Yeah.
He came to murder the younglings.
Yeah, then again, Shredder's body is probably fucked. Like, he's walking around, but he's like, I feel like shit.
And this gives us the biggest thing of all from this movie that a lot of people like to talk about on the internet. Let's go back to the first movie again. Shredder fell off a building, which was roughly like 30 feet tall, fell off the building, landed straight into the garbage truck, got smushed,
and lived.
You know what?
Shredder, in this movie, drank a whole canister of mutagen, became Super Shredder, died from a dock.
You know what? I think Shredder was dying the whole movie.
Yeah, I'd like to chalk that up to the mutagen was slowly killing him.
No, not even that. Not even that. I think through the entire movie...
Oh, he was dying already?
He was dying. Because you notice that he's really impatient for how fast the things are growing. He's really impatient to how fast... Like,
yeah, I can see that.
It's almost like he's like...
My time is running short.
His like body is fucked up. Like, he's got internal bleeding, broken ribs and shit. And he's using the power of ninjutsu to overcome the fact that his body is fucked. Like, his face is destroyed. He's got broken bones, but so he's like knowing that he's got days before he's dead.
So he's got to use what time left. He's got to take the turtles with him.
Yeah.
You know what? If they had stated that, even just as a subtle hint,
that's not how ninjutsu works.
I absolutely agree with that theory. I just think the movie should have at least hinted towards it.
No, it's a good theory that like he's more hurt than he lets on,
and he's definitely the kind of character who would do that.
That's
okay.
That's
now,
what I kind of like about your theory. It's really concrete. it's somewhat better. You're more in depth, like my theory. My theory is just when Doc came down, the ooze kind of just gave him a heart attack and just killed him. But no, believing that he had internal injuries, maybe that's why he never.
From getting crushed in a garbage dumpster.
So maybe not even that he was dying. It's like he had a lot of damage. Like he had a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
But it's like his body. Even if he's not dying, he knows that he was hurt really bad.
So he's being held together by flex tape.
So the thing is, he knows that he will never be at the fighting capability that he was before the garbage truck. Like, the garbage truck fucked him up.
Yeah.
And
like, dislocated his shoulder.
I kind of hate to be a buzzkill about this, because this is probably the actual reason. Probably they realized, yeah, we probably shouldn't have the villain being able to fucking kick the asses of our heroes so easily. So we're just gonna have him kind of just stand in the background going, "Get them!"
Well, he was more. He was more like cartoon Shredder.
It's like no one ever
the mastermind.
Yeah, exactly. No one ever wants to see the heroes get beaten like so badly. Like, sure, they'll fail once in a while, but like they don't want to see the straight on villain just kicking their fucking asses.
Hearing this theory that we're talking about, I agree with it now, but before we rewatched it and came up with all this, the way I had remembered it, because the turtles come up from the water with their shells later, my assumption had always been that when the Doc got crushed, Shredder was dragged under the water by the weight of his bigger form and had just drowned. Yeah. I forgot that after the crushing of the Doc happens, you see his hand poke out for a second. But now that we've rewatched it, I actually agree with this theory.
Funny thing is about the funny thing about the Shredder from the cartoon is he really wasn't that menacing. Like he rarely.
By Uncle Phil.
Yeah, in fact, he rarely fought. He was mostly he would just give out a plan, some kind of plan of the week to Rock
You don't even shred anymore.
Yeah, and the thing is, here's how non-threatening Shredder is. Okay, so at one point, some kid with a bike is helps the Ninja Turtles, and they go with the kid, and his bike gets left behind. So the Shredder takes the license plate on the thing, with the little registration thing
on a bicycle.
On a bike, and he picks up a phone, and he calls the police department, and he doesn't even put on a voice. This in the regular Shredder voice. He's like, "Yes, there was a kid. He lost his bike. Here's the registration number. I wonder if I could return it to him." And the police are like, "Oh, that's really nice. Here's his address." Now, keep in mind, this was the 80s. So in the 80s, like, you were allowed to drink on boats.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they gave it to him, and I'm like, he's so non-threatening. He can ask for the address of a child to a police officer, and they'll give it to him. But I mean, like,
allow me to quote Dashty for a moment.
He did so
fucked up.
Shredder did get nerfed in this, but the idea, but the idea that it was as a result of the injuries, because the thing is, they even say like, "How did he survive?" Like they're surprised, and it's like, yeah, he's a tough motherfucker. He did survive it, but he's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like you look at him, like he's not,
he's like covered his entire body in new clothes and armor.
He's not actually in as many scenes as you would think, and he's barely doing anything.
And
it's because he's in rough shape.
He even like goes to the point where like he fucking holds a woman hostage and goes, "I'll fucking stab this bitch! Like, get away!"
First movie Shredder would not have done that.
No, he was just like, fucking, I know ninjutsu.
Shredder has been beaten emotionally and physically.
He hates these fucking
and he
turtles.
knows that he can't beat them because he's not as strong as he used to be.
Not directly.
Yeah, his confidence is destroyed. So he's got a result, and the thing is, he's beating them at their own game.
He even acknowledges that he failed in this movie.
Yeah, like this is a broken man. Like
I like how we're getting all sympathetic.
Yeah, we're like Shredder's PTSD, you know,
post-turtle stress.
Yeah, post-turtle stress disorder.
God, if only the Shredder met Venus de Milo, he would have been really fucked.
Next on Oprah, we have Oroku Saki, who said his life was ruined by 4 adolescent Ninja Turtles. He was an immigrant to this country, come from Japan. He was a job creator and an entrepreneur, and these turtles assaulted him, and threw him into a garbage truck and threw him away. and now he's come back, and he's trying to rebuild his business, and these turtles are trying to put a stop to it again.
That's exactly how
they're
spinning.
And they are attacking his children.
I showed a picture of this last week, but I feel like I gotta play the actual clip. So, like, this is pretty much the scene between Shredder and Freddy when he brought him the dandelion. Just.
I think it's going to be quiet.
Where are the turtles?
Yeah, just fucking Michael Scott's. Where are the turtles?
I think this Shredder's really good, but nothing will still ever beat 2003 Shredder.
It was pretty intense.
Well, they cut his fucking head off, which was amazing.
And then it was revealed he's a fucking alien.
Yeah,
because why not?
Joke's on you, my head's in my body.
I just love that after they defeat him in the 2003 series, they update the intro. We shredded Shredder.
He's holding his head.
And then Karai is just like...
so not yesterday.
Is anyone in the chat that could still whip something up? Can we whip up a fake headline? You know, the like headline creator? It's like Japanese immigrants' life ruined by adolescent turtles. Like it's just the whole thing is like Shredder's life was ruined. Like we're gonna talk to
I'm sorry, who's writing this? J. Jonah Jameson?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like we're gonna
this poor Japanese immigrant.
We're gonna talk to his partner Tetsu. He was a strong man.
I Tatsu now weep.
Yeah.
We made so many Tatsu jokes.
So
I Tetsu dance no more.
Overall, for me, like yes, this movie takes a huge turn from the first movie. But honestly, I love it. It's super quotable. It's fun. You got Vanilla Ice. You can't go fucking wrong.
For me, this is the quintessential Turtles movie. And that's largely biased by nostalgia for me. I will fully admit to that. But this movie aged brilliantly for me.
The first movie is better in almost every way, but this one is more memorable.
Sure.
This one is more Ninja Turtles. This is the perfect amalgam of the comics, of the first film, of the cartoon, of the whole thing. Like I think, like if you were to take it down to their parts, the first one's better. Better, no, hands down. But this one just feels better.
This feels like what you would picture a live-action Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, like they got the feel.
Like, after watching this movie, I felt like I wanted to go back and watch the cartoon.
Yeah.
Well, like I said,
he's got it.
Yeah.
You don't have to bring it over, I can see it.
Well, I want to bring it over because I kind of want to watch it once we're done recording.
It's even in the fucking...
Yeah. All 10 seasons.
Christ.
For $50 I got this one.
That's pretty good.
And this was going for like $200 when it first came out.
Yikes.
There's this absurd moment in the cartoon where... the Foot Clan has this ability to increase gravity. It basically makes gravity super tight to the ground. Yes, so you can't move. So, but anyway, it cuts to this dress shop, and these two like middle-aged women in like their 90s are standing there going, "Great way to sell your dresses. Make it so we can't leave your shop." And the guy's like, "I'm not doing this. I can't move either." It's like, the nerve of you. And then like the fucking drill thing comes out. Rocksteady and Bebop in anti-grav shoes comes out. It's like, "A woman's dress shop. I've never seen the inside of one of these before." And the woman looks over. One of the women looks over and sees Rocksteady and faints, but she can't move. So she just goes, and she's like laying there like fucking Michael Jackson, like doing Smooth Criminal. And I'm just like, what the fuck? The scene where why is this scene killed 2 minutes of the episode of just some people chilling in a dress shop? Why are we doing this?
Wow.
Say it.
Had to fill time.
So,
yeah.
Tom, your overall thoughts on the movie?
I thought it was great. I prefer the first one because, like as Ishi said, he has a bigger connection to this one. I have a bigger connection to the first one, but I mean, like both of these films together are lovely. They're beautiful. They hold up really well. These are the two good ones, and you can make fun. But I mean, like, these films are good.
And you know what? That kind of brings us into Jikai, Radio Sentai Castranger.
What do you think of the second one?
I really liked it.
Is that the sign-off you were doing?
No. It's our next time.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But your thoughts?
It's obvious. We did the first two movies. Next week, we're doing Ninja Turtles 3.
No!
Turtles in Time!
That's
that
not the
shit?
title, you bastard.
Close enough!
Even though it's the random title on the DVD, it says Turtles in Time. When the fuck is this movie ever called Turtles in Time?
Which is funny because the fourth Turtles game was Turtles in Time. So Turtles in Time 3 is the third movie. Turtles in Time is the fourth game. Why?
Oh shit, are we watching TMNT as part of this?
Oh, I wish, but no.
No. After the third movie, we'll be doing a few episodes.
No, don't say it.
All right, now you'll have to wonder. There's so many series it could be.
It could be the 87 series, the OVAs from Japan. You got 2003 show, 2012 show. It's kind of obvious what we're doing. We're a tokusatsu series, makes sense.
Guess in the comments.
Just going to show that one of the two greatest things in Turtles.
I'm not going to tell you
ever.
which mutation
Just
it is, but you can
these
guess.
These two pictures here, where this is from an alternate thing where, like, if you go up, BG, good, please scroll up. So, that's Raph in an apocalyptic future where he has a beard, and Donatello becomes a robot.
Cool.
One of those things is plausible.
Don becomes a robot.
No, but see, everyone's like, why the fuck does Raph have a beard? It doesn't matter, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He fucking rocks that goddamn beard.
So yeah, anyways, our Jikai Radio Sentai Castranger. Turtles 3 in time.
Hey.
It's just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
Album material, I can't get out.
Corey Feldman's back. Time travel.
Oh boy.
Casey Jones teaches sumo wrestlers how to fucking get
Sumo
down.
wrestlers.
They're samurai in fucking fundoshi and leather jackets.
Yeah, I know what I meant.
That's the only thing I remember.
Oh.
And we get to hear the lovely song Tarzan Boy.
Anyways, this is Sentai Castranger, everyone. You can find us on everything. Bye.
Hey!
You can find us on all the things.
As usual, the primary source of our hijinks is castranger.podbean.com. From there you can find all of our things. Facebook, Twitter, Discord, merchandise, Patreon. Help us make the show better for you. What else?
What? We don't have any like sponsors or anything?
I'll go check out.
In the description, find our Skip the Dishes code. If you use your first order with that code, you get $7 off your order, and we get $7.
Hey, can I tell you about the new mobile game, Raid of Vikings, where you can use
Fuck
the
that
code.
shit! Play Grand Blue Fantasy. It's way better.
Where you can use a code, join my clan. This is the new RPG. Like everybody's fucking.
Join my Clash of Clan.
Yeah, and you can buy this toys more. The Big Bad Toy Store. I'm trying to think of all the things people advertise.
Pokemon Masters is now live in Singapore and Canada, weirdly.
Verve streaming service. No, Curiosity Stream.
This episode brought to you by something to do with a VPN.
This episode is brought to you by sand. It's everywhere. Get used to
Buy
it.
pizza.
I don't like sand.
This episode is brought to you by pizza. Eat it.
Eat it. Pizza, eat it. By Roy's Pizza. They're in 30 minutes, or we're stopping some crimes.